Nigeria with military action. This is the so-called America First anti-war government, right? But instead now we are threatening Nigeria with military action. Now you might be wondering, why do I have a flag of China while I'm talking about Nigeria? Well, that is because this is actually about China. And I don't want anybody to get confused. I don't want anybody to think that, oh no, Trump is just now going to go and save Christians. We must save the Christians. This is not about the Christians, and I'm going to show you exactly the evidence as to why this is not about the Christians, but instead, this is actually about China. Let's just start off with where we're at today with all of this warmongering from the America First anti-war, no more regime change, focus on America president, Donald Trump. He says, if the Nigerian government continues to allow the killing of Christians, the USA will immediately stop aid and assistance to Nigeria and may very well go into that now disgraced country, guns a-blazing, to completely wipe out the Islamic terrorists who are committing these horrible atrocities. I'm hereby instructing our Department of War to prepare for possible action. If we attack, it will be fast, vicious, and sweet, just like the terrorist thugs attack our cherished Christians. Warning, the Nigerian government better move fast, he says. Has the U.S. been particularly effective at wiping out terrorists from the Middle East? Or have we been effective at creating more terrorists? Why do we even have ISIS, which is Boko Haram has pledged their allegiance to ISIS? Why do we even have ISIS and Boko Haram at all? And it's because, well, you know, we decided to march ourselves into the Middle East and fund a bunch of moderates who turned out to be not moderate at all. And the next thing you know, you end up with extreme terrorists who hate you. And Donald Trump wants to do more of that, thinking that it would be a good thing. Going on again, you know, to reiterate his position on this, it wasn't a one-time thing, but instead here saying that, you know, we are going in. Basically, he's once again, let me actually read this to you. He says, Christianity is facing an existential threat in Nigeria. Thousands of Christians are being killed. Radical Islamists are responsible for this mass slaughter. I'm hereby making Nigeria a country of particular concern, but that is the least of it. When Christians or any such group is slaughtered like is happening in Nigeria, 3,100 versus 4,476 worldwide, something must be done. I'm asking Congressman Riley Moore, together with Chairman Tom Cole and the House Appropriations Committee, to immediately look into this matter and report back to me. The United States cannot stand by while such atrocities are happening in Nigeria and numerous other countries. We stand ready, willing, and able to save our great Christian population around the world. This is appealing to people. I mean, this is how they do it. They don't want to tell you, look, we need to stop China and their Belt and Road Initiative, and they've been dumping a bunch of money into Nigeria, which we'll get into. But instead they say, look, it's about saving democracy, saving humanity, saving the children, right? It's like the babies thrown out of incubators. It's, we've got to save the women. We got to save the babies. We got to save democracy. These people are under a terrorist government and, you know, all of these things always. It's always something. So don't fall for it this time, which I know many people are, but Kim, we got to save the Christians. We got to do something about this. Has been going on. The Boko Haram issue, killing Christians in Nigeria, has been going on since 2009. Over 15 years, this has been going on. Why suddenly now are we caring about the Christians being slaughtered when this has been going on for over a decade? Why suddenly now? It's not worse now than it was in other times. It's just that this is what they want you to do. They want you to pay attention to this so that you give them the green light to go and do this. And really, they just want to destroy Nigeria because they don't want China to use it for their Belt and Road Initiative, and Nigeria is quite important to them. Okay, Pete Hegseth, Department of War, he says, yes, sir, the killing of innocent Christians in Nigeria and anywhere must end immediately. The Department of War is preparing for action. Either the Nigerian government protects Christians or we'll kill the Islamic terrorists who are committing these horrible atrocities. Two things going on here. You know, I didn't think it could happen to me, but just recently someone stole my information and actually bought a car under my name in Texas. While I was standing in the Idaho DMV getting my new driver's license, a thief was scammers, and they make billions doing it. They don't ask your permission. Getting my new driver's license, as I was getting bombarded with a address, even where you supposedly work. It's because of data brokers. These shady companies collect your data and sell it to anyone. From marketers would have had a much harder. It's an all-in-one digital security app. It alerts vulnerable is. This is really an attempt to get China, which that's the main thing we're going to be talking about here, and I'm going to explain that to you. But the other thing that's going on here is this, we got to defeat Islamist terrorists. We got to defeat those terrorists, right? And a lot of that is, now we've been hearing that for a long time, and that's worked on Americans for a long time until Americans realized we're not actually defeating any Islamist terrorists at all. In fact, we're creating more. And look what happened in Afghanistan. We're so tough and mighty. Trump saying it's going to be swift. It's going to be quick. Yeah, like it was in Afghanistan. I guess in the grand scheme of things, 20 years, when you're looking at the billions of years that the earth has been around, 20 years is fairly quick, I suppose. Maybe that's what he means. But the other thing going on here is that this is narrative that Israel loves, right? They're pushing this narrative a lot. We've got to defeat the Muslims. It's the Muslims. The Muslims are the problem. And anybody who's a Muslim is a problem. And it's Muslims versus Christianity. And that's what the Israelis have been trying to push, that narrative. And they've been pumping that out there endlessly to get Americans to hate Muslims and side with the Jews in Israel. And so they use this narrative. They're exporting it not only to, for example, Zoran Memdani. Oh no, the Islamists are taking over New York City. But they're also exporting. They're basically trying to attach that psychological narrative onto anything and everything to basically brainwash everybody into hating Muslims. And it's effective. It worked after 9/11 quite well. And so I think they're thinking it will work again. And so this is why you've got Hegseth saying things like, we got to defeat the Islamists and they can't come after our Christians anymore. And, when you start tacking that in there, then it helps multiple causes that they're working on at the same time. There's no bad thing for them in using this narrative. It works in a variety of ways. So they just keep using it.
Hello, my name is Adam Ferrari, the Chief Executive Officer of Phoenix Energy. I look forward to you joining us.
Tulsi Gabbard, the anti-regime change candidate. Do you remember that? When she was all about, let's focus on not doing regime change. Let's not do this. I mean, what do you think this is? When you're going in, you're not really helping the Nigerian government. You're already saying, we don't like you. You're not doing the job. So we're going to come in and we're going to defeat the Islamists. And what do you think is actually going to happen? But anyway, Tulsi Gabbard gets in on this and she says, thank you, POTUS, for taking action and bringing attention to this mass slaughter and violence being carried out against innocent Nigerians simply because they are Christian. These murders are driven by the same radical Islamist ideology that fuels jihadi terrorists who continue to threaten our safety, security, and freedom. One thing I've learned about Tulsi is that she actually, though she says she's against regime change, she is very much against Islamists. The term she uses, Islamists. And she has, one of the criticisms I've had of her is that she has promoted the entanglements, military entanglements against Islamists, jihadists, against Muslims. But when it's somebody who's not, then she kind of, like Assad, for example, she was accused of being an Assad apologist. Well, Assad is not really your typical Muslim. He's an Alawite. So it's a bit of a different religion. It's just, so she was fine defending him. Or Gaddafi. What was Gaddafi? I haven't looked up his religion. What was his religion? Gaddafi. I think he was secular though, right? I mean, so she was really against any sort of secular military, any sort of regime change on any leader who was secular. And it didn't really matter if that leader was brutal or not brutal. I mean, and I agree. The position is let the people handle that. They'll deal with it on their own. And really any sort of regime change or meddling just results in something way worse. So there's no sense in doing that. But I noticed a trend, and that is that she's really only for those who are secular. But when there is, if somebody's suddenly, when it comes to Muslims, she's all about going in and intervening militarily. Don't come in and make life better for the people. It's way worse. Leave our country alone. We don't want to have anything to do with you. In fact, this is, I want to play this video clip for you. This is of Omiyele Sawari, and he was a presidential candidate of the African Action Congress. And here he is saying, stay out of our country.
And, he's saying, but we as a country, we try to be responsible enough to focus on the solution and not the problem. And our point is this: there have been killings in Nigeria because of the exceptional situation that we find ourselves. Our government has made massive progress in the fight against insecurity, and we're calling on Donald Trump to assist us with military apparatus that is requisite for us to fight insecurity. We do not need the boots of the American soldiers in our soil. There has to be a respect of our territorial integrity. Then that means it fits, if the story or the report is correct, then it fits into the narrative of creating a problem, provide solution, and reinvent yourself. You see, as a government, we don't want to heat up the polity, but if you recall, there was a congressional hearing in the United States where the U.S. Congressman, I think Scott Perry, who was holding, I think, a hearing with the CIA, in which he mentioned that the CIA funded Boko Haram, ISIS, and Saudi, all kinds of insecurity in Nigeria and its environment. And this is not the American lawmakers. It is a U.S. congressman under oath was questioning the CIA director. And he was saying that all of the funding for that was passed through the USAID. Now, but that's their domestic issue. And as a country, we know that if we begin to focus on the problems, we might not find a solution, especially when we know there are pretexts in some of these geopolitical drama.
Okay.
And
so
he's saying, but we as a country,
let me stop that.
We try.
So he's saying, we don't we don't need the boots of American soldiers on our soil, is what he's saying. He's also the Nigerian presidential advisor, and he was a candidate for the Nigerian African At the end of October of 2025, China reiterated its commitment to deeper cooperation with Nigeria as part of its new 15th five-year plan. This includes aligning Chinese economic strategy with Nigeria's development priorities, particularly in areas like infrastructure, agriculture, digital technology, and green development. China also expressed interest in greater people-to-people exchanges and celebrating the 55th anniversary of diplomatic relations in 2026. Essentially, they're basically dumping a ton of money, and they have been. In fact, I believe that they've dumped a total of $21 billion in construction deals in Nigeria in 2025 alone. 1 year alone, China, in the first half, actually, of 2025, 21 billion in construction deals, making it the focal point for China. In fact, let me show you this map here.
To be responsible.
Sorry about that. There we go. So look.
All right, folks. Once again, this is Frank. The show going to start at 1 p.m., right? But again, I want you to pay attention to this video. I'm going to take this out and then add another video, right? But again, I want you to pay attention to what we're going to discuss here today. So at 1 p.m., the show going to start. So, hang on, be tight, all right? But pay attention to what is being discussed currently in this video, because it is part of the discussion that I want to use to get your attention, all right? So pay attention to the video. And then by 1 p.m., we're going to come back, and then I'm going to read to you the title of this video today. And then we're going to see how we're going to start, right?
Look at this full map here. Let me remove this lower third for you so you can see. This is Nigeria is over there on the western side of Africa, and you could see there all of those green stars, those green circles with the stars in them, and there's like a cluster of them right there in Nigeria. So this is a big infrastructure spot for their Belt and Road Initiative. And they're caring a lot about Nigeria. They really want to do a lot of work with Nigeria. And they did $21 billion in construction deals this year. And then they signed a $3.5 billion deal to do more investments just in October alone. And this is a major port for China's Belt and Road Initiative. Nigeria, they have built up to be a major port for them. And suddenly now, the Trump administration is saying, we care about Christians who've been slaughtered, by the way, for over 15 years. Suddenly, we care about the Christians. We're going to go in there and we're going to blow stuff up. Well, what are you going to blow up? So you're going to go to war and you're going to kill, you're saying you're going to go after the terrorists. This is what you claim. And then you're going to blow up a bunch of the infrastructure, all of this $20 billion, $25 billion of infrastructure that China put into the country. Let me guess. You're going to all of that is under the control now of Boko Haram, or Boko Haram's using it to smuggle their weapons to kill the Christians, or Boko Haram is, what else could they possibly be doing? But whatever it is, you must blow up the infrastructure that China just built.
All right, folks. Now, she said something right, and I want you to pay attention. Sorry, folks, the show have not yet started, right? But we're going to start 1 p.m. But again, we usually do this. Now, she said something about Boko Haram, right? Now, let me say this disclaimer, right? This video, this podcast, this live video, and even the recording, it is not against the U.S. and in favor of China or in favor of Russia, right? It is not against the U.S. This video is for educational purpose only. For Black people, for African people, and for our continent and for our nations. All right? Outside of that, we care less to discuss. Now, she said something about Boko Haram, right? The point here is, Donald Trump is saying, I want you to pay attention because we're going to discuss this detail, all right? And you're going to be the judge. Now, Donald Trump is saying they want to go in, right, to defeat Boko Haram, to fight for Christians, to fight for this, to fight for that. But ask yourself, who are the funder and supporter of Boko Haram? Who are the funders and supporter of Al Qaeda? Who are the funder and supporter of ISIS? Who are the funder and supporter of terrorists? Ask those questions, right? And as you ask those questions will be answered today. And I know you already know it. We have played some, right, before, and you have heard it before on other podcasts. But you see the thing about Black people, we are very hard-headed. We quick to forget, and we quick to ignore stuff. All right? That's the thing about Black people. We are like turtle. You have to put fire behind our back, let it burn our back, and then before we understand that, oh, there's a fire, and before we move. That's how Africans are. All right? All of a sudden, the United States want to go to Nigeria. Now, you listen to her. She gave some figures about just this year alone, around October, right, in this 2025, how many $1 billion China has spent in Nigeria, right, on development or infrastructure project. As we all know, the United States believe in her military, and these are some of the things we're going to discuss today. You're going to see. Now, let me ask this before we even get into it. Is it actually about fighting for Christians? Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. And this is why, right, WCC is about. We discuss and we give solution. Sorry, folks. Let me answer my mom. And this is what WCC is about, right? We bring the information and give solution. And to today's discussions about Nigeria, how to fight terrorists or Al Qaeda or whatsoever, we are going to give solution. But what we want you to pay attention to today is this. The narrative. Always pay attention to the narrative. And these are some of the things we're going to discuss today, because everything that the United States, Washington, D.C. have said that they were coming for, it have never been the case. It have never been the case, right? And they themselves are going to discuss this today, that it have never been the case. They have been lying to people. Now, what they are trying to do, and if we are not careful and pay careful attention, right? They want to instigate conflict on the African continent between ourselves. And how it's going to be this. Let me tell you now. It's going to be Christian versus Muslim. If we are not careful, that is going to be the next war between Africans. I'm telling you, if we are not careful, That is going to be the next war that America, Washington, D.C., going to instigate on the African continent between Africans. And it's going to be Christian war versus Muslim, Christian versus Muslim, Muslim versus Christian. That's what's going to happen if we are not careful. And the United States is so crafty. Be careful. The Bible says they are so crafted in their plot. If you are not careful, you will never understand. The United States is so crafty in how to deal with something conflict and then put you in it and walk away. If we are not careful, the United States is trying to start a conflict on the African continent between Muslim and Christian. What now going to happen here is the Muslim going to say, oh, wait. So are you telling me? And this is what's going to happen around the world. This is what's going to happen around the African continent. There will be Muslim and Christian fighting because it's going to look like only Christian people care for. And not only in Nigeria, Muslim and Christian going to be fighting around the African continent. Be careful. The United States is about to start another war between Africans on the African continent. These were the same people that tried to send ECOWAS to go to Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso to kill them. They were ready to support ECOWAS. But the reason why they back off, they got to understand that Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso, after the group, they couldn't make it. That's why ECOWAS back off. But be careful. This is a war that the United States is about to start. So that narrative, they are going to fight for Christian. They are going to fight for Christian. The Muslim carry Christian. The Arab carry Christian. The Muslim carry Christian. If we are not careful, it's going to be dangerous. And the United States will not come to save us because that is what exactly Washington, D.C. want. That is what exactly Washington, D.C. want. To create that narrative. And then, if we're not careful, Africans will be fighting among themselves. Now, you will see Muslim going to war with Christian going to war with Muslim, and the U.S. will sit and support one side, which is Christian. They will sit and support, they send an army, ammunition, and we Africans will go and kill each other because of stupid religion that the Arab brought, and then another stupid religion that the white man brought and gave it to us. So we will be using people religion to fight and kill Africans. Because I am Christian, I'm not Muslim. If I see Muslim, I don't think about you as Africans. If you see a Christian, you don't think about me as Africans. Ha! Let us be careful as we discuss this today.
So we all know that General Wesley Clark predicted, because after 9/11, I'm going to show you that video, that the United States already had plans to go into Libya, to go into Syria, to go into Iraq, to go into Iran, to go into the Sudan, to go into Yemen. They already, and we've done all those. And now the final one is Iran, and we're getting close, and Afghanistan. But listen to this. Here, he's going to talk about what the actual purpose of the U.S. military was. Now, this is a general in the U.S. military, and watch how it even hit him. He was ignorant to it, but he then got he got informed. Listen to it. Here we go.
He said, but one thing we did learn, he said,
So this is him having a conversation with Wolfowitz,
the author of the Wolfowitz doctrine, later renamed the Bush Doctrine,
right?
Which was really great doctrine.
Those guys who did the project for the New American Century, which is the United States is going to wipe out all the countries, and well, he's going to tell you what it is.
learned that we can use our military in the region, in the Middle East, and the Soviets won't stop us.
So that's what they learned from the first Iraq War.
All the right lessons.
That the United States can use our military in the Middle East and the Soviets won't try to stop us.
He said, and
now listen to this, folks. We can use our military. What that means? Seemingly, the purpose of the U.S. military is not for peace. Are you listening? Are you listening? The purpose of the United States military is not for peace, it's for war. It's to create war. It's to create war. The purpose of the U.S. military is not for peace. Naming one country, the U.S. military have gone for peace and it create peace. I'm not the one saying it. Listen to the ex-general, whatsoever he is, as he explained. The purpose of the U.S. military is to start war. Let's continue.
we've got about 5 or 10 years to clean up those old Soviet client regimes, Syria, Iran, Iraq, before the next great superpower comes on to challenge us.
Now, like I said, this video is about Africa. It's not about no other people, right? This video was created by America, and we are just playing that video. Now, with this being said in this video, as you listen to what he just said, do you think the US, Europe, in their mind, they ever want for Africa to become superpower? Listen to what he just said. We have to use our army now and crack down these people before they become superpower. We have to use our influence now to crack down these people before they become superpower. Do you think the US will use a military to go and fight for Africa when they know Africa have been the future, Africa is the future, Africa have been the foundation, but we have been ignorantly used and lied to? And if Africa rise, what do you think is going to happen? Billions of people, the continent with the resources that all the other continent are trying to scramble for. So do you think the US is coming to do what? This was the same US that said if Africa have a veto power on the United Nations will become useless. That's what the US said. That's why the US, that was the US statement. True. Thomas Linda Greenfield to the African head of state. If Africa ever have a veto power on the United Nations will become dysfunctional. That was her statement. The United States ambassador to the United Nations. So you heard that. So it was unfortunate for them, right? They did not act until today. China is superpower. Today, Russia is superpower. Today, North Korea, or let's say South Korea, is superpower. Along with other nations, today they are grown to defend themselves. The United States is not looking for any nation that can defend herself. No way. Get that in mind as we discuss this today. Today there is no article. It's all about their videos. All right? And their statement and things that they have done, they themselves have come out to say it was all lie. We lied to the people. Now, why am I doing this? Like I said, this is about Africa, because the next war that is about to start on the African continent is going to be a religious war if we are not careful. The next war that is about to start on the African continent is about to be a religious war that the United States is about to start on the African continent if we are not careful. It's going to be Muslim and Christian war. And the United States going to supply ammunition to the side of the Christian. Not because they love the Christian, not because they love the Christian, I say it again, not because they love the black or the African Christian. It's because, my God. Let me say this. If the United States so love Christian, I Christian not in DRC Congo? Let me repeat myself again. If the U.S. so love Christian, now, this is for you so-called Africans that don't understand. Because you know what? There is one so-called bishop in Nigeria. He's the one going coming to the U.S., going to Congress, asking them to go to Nigeria with the military. Now, don't get me wrong. He might be right, but that is not the right approach. He might be right to go out to seek for solution, but I tell you, all you African bishop, that's the wrong place you go for solution. And I repeat, that was the wrong place you go for solution. I understand your frustration. Don't get me wrong. I understand there are Nigerians dying, but equally so, there are both Christian and Muslim that are being slaughtered. Oh, have you forgotten? Bring back our girls. Oh, were they all Christian? No. You so-called pastors and bishops in Nigeria there. So-called colonial how they call it, religion, and you're passing around. So when there was a protest, bring back our girls, were they Christian or were they Muslim? Bring back our girls. You remember the story. You remember the story. Bring back our girls. You think Trump's statement about coming to fight for Christian, you think it's about Christian? When they said they were going to Libya to fight for the Libya, now you see, you some of you Africans are dumb and stupid, and you never learn. Some of you Africans, sometimes we gotta be emotional here. Like I said, the BCC, the same way we addressed the colonial, right? That's how we address the stupidest African as well. Because you quick to forget. Yesterday, when the US said they love the Libyan people, they were going to fight for Libya, to rescue Libya, to bring democracy for Libya. Is that the kind of democracy today in Libya? Today the Libyans are regretting? No. Sit there and say, let the US come and fight. Let me tell you something. You are making a wrong move. That's not the right place to go to ask the US to bring their military. You are making a wrong and terrible move. You know what the US believe in? Washington believe in creating a chaos and capitalize on the chaos. Create a chaos and capitalize on a chaos. That is what Washington DC believe in. That is what Congress believe in. Create the chaos and capitalize on the chaos. Now, what do I mean by that? Who are the people that are supporting Boko Haram? Who are the people that fund Boko Haram? Create the chaos and capitalize on the chaos. Now, let me say this. Maybe I may not say it. Let me give you the solution to the whole thing here. It is not about going to China to bring the Chinese military to fight for you. You have on the African continent, we are billion. The Chinese in China, they are there to defend their nation or their continent. In Asia on our side, they are there to defend it. The Russian is not about going to bring Russian military. The reason why they are Russian to support and protect Russia. The reason why they are American to protect and fight for American life in America. And the reason why you are Africans, I repeat, the reason why you are Africans, you are Africans to fight and protect Africa and Africans' life. How can someone come to fight for you when they are the supporter of the terrorist? When they are the one funding terrorists? When they are the one giving medication to terrorists? And then come to them. How can they fight the terrorists when they are the one funding terrorists? When they are the one funding terrorists, or a terrorist group, when they are the one funding it, how can they come and fight for you? Are you stupid enough? The solution to this, let me tell you this. Let me tell you this, the solution to this. And this is why you so-called Africans, head of state, the African youth have been saying, unite the African continent and have one military. Let me tell you this. You know what makes the Sahel nation powerful right now? That's why Abraham Touari, when he went to Russia, he told the Russian, it's not about bringing a military to come and fight for us. It is not about, how they call it, bringing a military with our ammunition. No, that's not what we want. What we want is your support with the technology. Your support with ammunition. Because as we stand right now, we are not yet at the stage to produce heavy weapons like you have. Yes, in the future, we will get there, and that's why we want your technology, and that's why we want your education, so that we can educate and train our people. And today, if you see the Sahel nation succeeding, it's because the Sahel nation came together. Unity is success. Unity is success. You will not defeat Boko Haram. You will not defeat ISIS. You will not defeat Al Qaeda. If Nigeria get along with the AES, because Abraham Touari said this. It is very hard to fight the terrorists because when we fight them, what they do, they run and come to Nigeria side, and we have these so-called colonial ballers. So once they come to Nigeria side and we come to the ballers, we cannot cross. We cannot cross. We have to stop. So what then happened? These Boko Haram, Al Qaeda, ISIS, they run and come to Nigeria in a forest there. So do you see how it is difficult to fight? Do you see how it is difficult to fight? So these people come to Nigeria in the forest there and regroup, and then go to Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso. And then when they hit them hard, they run back to the Nigerian forest. And Abraham Touari has said this several times. And then he asked the Nigerian government, we can defeat Boko Haram, we can defeat ISIS if we all collaborate, we all unite and join and fight. Because if we all are fighting Boko Haram, if they run and come to the Nigerian forest, we will come there, we will join along with you guys and fight. And there will be no place for them. So if Nigeria join the AES, there will be no place for Boko Haram. Maybe Boko Haram have to go to Ghana. And if Boko Haram go to Ghana, Ghana will then have joined the AES. There will be no place in Ghana for Boko Haram or ISIS. So where will the American taxpayer go to fund Boko Haram and ISIS again? Boko Haram will not find place in Nigeria, in Ghana, in Mali, in Niger. Maybe the next place to go to Africa. And that is unity, and that's how we can fight. That is a common solution there. But because we have these colonial bullets and we are not united, these Boko Haram come to the Nigerian forest and regroup and then go. And then when the AES hate them, and then they come back in the Nigerian forest, and the AES cannot jump to the Nigerian forest because that's a Bola land. That is not their territory. They have to go back. That is why Abraham Touari said it's difficult because Nigeria is keeping these terrorists. So, folks, it is not about the United States military going to Nigeria. You got that wrong. I think what we should be doing here is to put tension and pressure on the Nigerian government or Tinubu and tell them to collaborate and join the AES. That is a solution to peace in our region. Other than that, you will never have peace, because the United States main purpose, if you don't know, is to have a boot on the ground there to destabilize the Sahel nation, to destabilize the Chinese. Now, this is not to say I'm speaking in favor of China. I don't care. The truth here is we are a people and we are a continent. We have preference. If we see the deal with China is better for Africa and African interests, we will go with China. And if we see we do not want the U.S. military is a bad deal, we don't want it. The United States can say, oh, bull crap and what you want to say. We don't care because you have a bad deal. In the same way, if the Chinese come with the military, we don't want a military, we will tell them we don't want your military. The United States believe in military relations too damn much. And that's an old system the U.S. have to get rid of it with it. So that's the aim of the U.S. Come and create your boot in Nigeria. And then once it's there, this is what's going to happen. The Nigerian army or the Nigerian government will never ever allow the AES. They will be enemy, conquer, divide and conquer tactics. So we Africans, the African continent, we must be mindful on what we are asking the U.S. for. Nigerian, I understand your frustration. Don't get me wrong. I understand people are dying. But equally so, be vigilant and know how you are trying to remedy this day to ask for solution or where you are going for solution. You cannot come to me who is raping your mother, your sister, your family. I'm raping them. Then you come to me to come and fight for you. Does it make sense? Let's continue.
And it was like, I'm coming out of the Mojave Desert. I've been training troops. I haven't been thinking geostrategy for some time. And suddenly a guy just sort of shoves this nugget at you. Well, you remember it. It was a pretty stunning thing. You mean the purpose of the military is to start wars and change governments? It's not to sort of deter conflict?
You heard that? The purpose of the military is to start war. It's not to stop conflict. That's the purpose of the United States military. I didn't say it. That's an ex-CIO or Marine or whosoever speaking. The purpose of the U.S. military is not about peace. It's to start a war. And then when they start that war, they leave. And the next war, if we are not careful, you so-called dumb-headed Africans call themselves pastor and bishop with colonial religion. If you're not careful, the next war that's going to start in Nigeria is going to be Christian versus Muslim. And they're going to go all across the African continent. And the U.S. will sit and watch and laugh and say, yes, we have succeeded.
We're going to invade countries, and I my mind was spinning. And I put that aside. It was like a nugget that you hold on to. This country was taken over by a group of people with a policy coup. Wolfowitz and Cheney and Rumsfeld, and you could name a half dozen other collaborators from the Project for a New American Century. They wanted us to destabilize the Middle East, turn it upside down, make it under our control. It went back to those comments in 1991. Now, did anybody ever tell you that? Was there a national dialogue on this? Did Senator...
So you heard that. In fact, this was a discussion in 1991. In 1991, he's telling you, right? The destruction of Iraq was a discussion since 1991. Let's continue.
And congressmen stand up and denounce this plan? Was there a full-fledged American debate on it? Absolutely not. And there still isn't. And that's why we're failing in Iraq. Because Iran and Syria know about the plan. All you have to do is read the Weekly Standard.
The project for a new American century. What a century so far.
What a century. So these are the maniacs who had control of our government, and their big idea was to set the Middle East on fire, which is what we've done, which is why I keep saying at this show that America is the world's terrorists.
To control it, they said.
And the people, right, before.
Okay, this podcaster, what did he say? He said, this is why I keep saying America is the world terrorist. I didn't say it, right? I'm just repeating what he just said. Who is the world terrorist? America is the world terrorist. Why did he say that? He said that based on what this former CIA or congressman whosoever said. America is the world terrorist. I didn't say it. I'm just repeating it, right? Let's continue. Now, Nigeria. Pay attention. Africans, pay attention. Because you so-called believe in Washington, D.C. to come and save you. And they never save you since enslavement time. They never save you. They enslave you. They never save you when you have all your Democratic leader. The United States came and slaughtered them directly or indirectly. And then the United States, even some of them wrote letter asking them to resign. A Democrat, they so love you. They so love you. But they assassinated directly or indirectly your Democratic leader. And then live in dictator. How can someone who loves you coming to die for you, kill for you because they are coming to kill other people, right? For you to survive. But at the end, they support dictatorship form of government in Africa and then slaughter directly or indirectly African leaders who are democratic, call it elected, who believe in democracy, who believe in freedom. Kill them. Leaders who want a betterment for their people, kill them. I didn't say it. He said the United States is the terrorist. I didn't say it, right? Let's continue. We have more to bring to you today.
Another superpower
We're
comes
not
along.
controlling it.
Of course we're not controlling it. All we're doing is setting the world on fire and murdering people.
Like terrorists.
Like terrorists do. The United States is the world's terrorists. But they, because of propaganda and because of people like Rachel Maddow and Sean Hannity and Anderson Cooper and Wolf Blitzer, they convince morons who think they're getting the news when they turn on that stuff that's actually funded by the people who want to set the Middle East on fire.
Oh, by the way, ISIS really believes in ISIS as well, much the way if you really believe America's a force for good, think of how much ISIS is loyal. They're as patriotic as you.
And there's the game right there. And so, by the way, this video's out there. Do you think they're going to play this video on Rachel Maddow? Do you think Chrissy Hayes is going to play this on his show? You think Sean Hannity's going to play this? You think Jesse Waters is going to play this? No. They want you to think that the people who are being occupied are the baddies, and that the people doing the occupying and the slaughtering are the goodies.
I don't even know what they want me to think, because they've been saying it's Hamas, and they're still selling that. All of a sudden they switch to, no, they all going to have to die.
Yeah.
That's really abrupt from all the last few years, man. It's really abrupt to go, no, it's good to kill kids now.
So this video's out there. Why do you got to come to a pothead comedian, ex-pothead comedian Jagoff show to get this information? Why? Because I'm not funded by the military-industrial complex. In fact, the military-industrial complex have been trying to shut us down. That's what they do.
I don't think people get how big it is. It's all the food, all the drugs, all the weapons. It's not just woke. Woke in the original African American sense of the word that they're pretending.
That was the original, but it was twisted.
You didn't think we landed on the moon, is what it meant.
No,
it didn't mean
it was a positive thing, and then it was switched to.
All right, because we have more video to show, right? We cannot play all the video, but you get the point. What I just said. Let's continue, because the purpose. Let me say this: the purpose of this video is not to talk about maybe against America, because regardless what, the video is already out there, right? The purpose of this video is to educate Africans to think twice about what they are asking for. Is to educate Nigerians to think twice about what they are asking for. Because if we are not mindful, the next war is going to be religious war on the African continent. Be careful of the narrative of the West. Be careful of the narrative of the West. Be careful of the narrative of the West. If Africa, we are not careful and mindful and think critically and try to find solution our way, the next war, the next blooded war, the next destruction on the African continent is going to be religious war.
The U.S. military to Nigeria to stop the slaughter of Christians. The Islamic terror groups have been targeting Christian communities there for decades.
Nigeria's government says it welcomes help in the fight against terrorists under certain conditions.
Now, we don't want to be biased. Like I said, the VCC, we're not biased, right? Like I said, we're not biased, and today there's no article. Now, why am I playing this video? I'm playing this video again because of narrative. This is the narrative. This is the narrative. The American media work alongside the American government. The American media work alongside the American government. Washington, D.C., Capitol Hill. Now, from the video we just watched, you heard the man, what did he say? The United States is the terrorist. Right? I didn't say it. I'm just repeating what he said. Right? Again, it is the narrative. Pay attention to this narrative. And it is such narrative that will make like Africans to run with it and think the U.S. want to come and fight them. Now, what's going to happen with such narrative? People will now be going against each other. I'm telling you, if we are not careful, the next war on the African continent is going to be religious war. What's going to happen? What they're trying to do here is to instigate war between Africans, Muslim and Christian. Muslim and Christian. Muslim and Christian. That's the next thing. If we are not careful, that's the next thing going to be on the African continent, and we're going to be fighting among ourselves. And that is what exactly the media, the Western media, are good at. And that is what exactly they are pushing. Now on the African continent, Christian will be going against Muslim now. And I'm telling you this, Chris, because on the African continent, let me tell you the funny part about the African continent. You will walk one or two blocks, right? This block, you will find a church. The next block is a mosque. The next block a church. The next block is a mosque. The next block church. The next block mosque. Right? And then the funny part about it, we all live in the same community. Muslim, Christian, we all live in the same community. This building is a Muslim building, right? Somebody like is a Muslim living in his house. The next blocks, right, is a Christian living in a house. They are neighbors in the same country. And guess what? Hey God, Look, let me say this. Africans, let us be careful. Because this was the same way when they came to you, they told you pray. You close your eye. They stole your land, took your resources. And they told you your way of worship, whatsoever the situation may be, was bad. But guess what? They said your way of worship was bad. Everything you worship was bad. But guess what? They took the symbol of what you worship. They took it, now it's in their museum, and they are worshiping it. No, they don't worship the crap they brought to you. They do not worship the crap they brought to you. They worship the images they took from the African continent, but they told you it was bad. That's why they have it in their museum. That's why they're keeping it as treasure. Why would they tell you what you worship was bad is bad, but they have it as a treasure? Think about that. Be careful, Africans. If not, the next war that Washington, D.C. is about to bring is going to be bloody. And it's going to be a religious war. Listen to this narrative.
Dale Hurd has the story.
After first denying the problem, the Nigerian government now says it would welcome U.S. help in fighting Muslim insurgents killing Christians, as long as its territorial integrity is respected. This after President Trump warned on Truth Social the U.S. military stands prepared to go into Nigeria guns a-blazing, claiming the country's government is allowing Christians to be slaughtered, and adding the Nigerian government better move fast.
On Nigeria, just wanted to ask you, do you envisage U.S. boots on the ground?
Could be. I mean, a lot of things I envisage, a lot of things. They're killing record numbers of Christians in Nigeria. And they have other countries very bad also. You know that part of the world very bad. They're killing the Christians and killing them in very large numbers. We're not going to allow that to happen.
Estimates of the number of Christians killed in Nigeria from Muslim extremist groups and sectarian violence since 2009 are in the tens of thousands. Some claim it exceeds 100,000. Nigeria is split nearly equally between Muslims and Christians. But over the last decade, the violent terror group Boko Haram and other extremists have increased attacks in northern Nigeria. Nigerian broadcaster and political commentator Cyril Abaku said if U.S. involvement makes Nigeria safer, Nigerians would welcome it.
We are at a level where terrorism is now a global problem, and our communities don't feel safe. And so if we have support from outside coming to say, we want to work with you to help stem the tide, I think we should buy it. This is something that we should welcome, frankly.
President Trump also declared Nigeria a country of particular concern, opening the door for State Department sanctions. Sunday, churches around the world took part in the International Day of Prayer for the Persecuted Church. Ryan Brown of Open Doors U.S. says prayer is the most important thing the church can do for Nigerian Christians.
Our brothers and sisters, the thing that they have most asked for is to know that they are not alone. When the international...
All right. Let me talk about this a little bit, okay? Like I said, and I said this before, I don't want for someone to come and say, but Frank, they are killing Nigerian, they are killing Christian, they are killing this. Like I said, I understand. They are. I understand, I get it. And I blame the Nigerian government. I blame the Nigerian authority. I blame the African leaders. Look, let me say this. We Africans sometimes too, right? We need to sit down and start thinking. Wearing this, they say Nigeria. They say Tinubu. Nigerian, pay attention now, pay attention, right? Pay attention. Wherein they say Tinubu and they say Nigeria, that was so focused on defeating Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso. No. Before you tell me, Frank, they are killing Nigerian, they are killing Christian, they are doing this, they are doing this. Oh, ask yourself. Wearing the same Tinubu, that threaten Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso? Oh no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Let me ask again. Let me ask this again. Right? Tinubu cannot protect horse citizen. Right? Tinubu cannot protect Nigerian. But Tinubu wanted to go to Burkina Faso to protect Burkinabes. Oh no, no, does it make sense? No, let me ask you the damn question too now. Before you ask me this stupid question, let me ask you this stupid question too. Before you tell me, but Frank, Nigerians are dying. Or Christians are dying. Like I said, I understand. But let me ask you the same damn stupid question. Yes. If Tinubu cannot protect Nigerian life, Tinubu wanted to go and protect Burkinabe's life, while Burkinabes were not dying. Tinubu wanted to go and kill Burkinabes. Tinubu wanted to go and kill Abraham Touare, the man to who is fighting the terrorists and fighting for Burkinabes. Tinubu wanted to go and kill him. Then you see Tinubu so vocal on how they will go and wage war. Oh, then you see Tinubu putting sanction on Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso as an ECOWAS chairman. Before you ask me, let me ask you now. If Tinubu is that strong, then you see Tinubu putting sanction on Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso. Then you see Tinubu threatening Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso of war. If Tinubu did that, why Tinubu can threaten Boko Haram? Why Tinubu can protect Nigeria? Why Tinubu can fight for Nigeria? You should be vesting your anger, your frustration on Tinubu. You should be vesting your anger and frustration on the Nigerian authority, the Nigerian legislature, the Nigerian lawmaking bodies. Yes, you should. But you see, listen to this. These people know the solution. You ever see another country coming to fight terrorists for another country? Yeah? This is why Africa is not going anywhere. This is why Africa will not go anywhere. Nobody die for anybody. Americans will not come and die for Africans. Let me tell you this clear today. American will die for Americans. Chinese will die for Chinese. Russian will die for Russian. German will die for German. English will die for English. Indian will die for Indian. The people that say you are 3/5 of a lesser human being, are they the one that coming to die for you? Do you know the meaning of 3/5 of a lesser human being? Their dog are better than you. Their cats are better than you. Their animals are better than you. So why would they come and die for you? You are 3/5 of a lesser human being. Why would they come and die for you? They say you are a shithole. Why would they come and die for a shithole? They say you are insignificant. Why would they come and die for an insignificant being? Can't you think? Are you stupid and dumb? This is why they keep saying you Africans are stupid. After they say you are a shithole, why would they come and die for a shithole being? Can't you think and have some senses? Nobody come in and die for you. American will not come and die for you. Oh, so they, oh, okay. I see. So the American mothers, the American fathers will sit in the US here and then allow his or her son to go and die for a 3/5 of a lesser human being. Does that make sense to you? To go and die for a shithole being. To go and die for an insignificant human being. Hey, then why the American fathers and mothers will sit and grieve for the rest of their life until they die for a black man, for an African that is insignificant, that is shithole. Does that make sense to you? Are you telling me Christians are not in DRC Congo? Millions of Congolese have died. Christians are not there. All of a sudden, they want to come and fight for Christians in Nigeria. You bishops and pastors that are pushing that narrative, you better be careful. You better be careful because some of you will not live. Because religious war is about to start. And some of you will not live. Religious war is about to start. And your children will die. Take it for fun. Take it for fun. They should push the narrative. Take it for fun. Libya today, Libya is safe. Libya today, Libya is safe or Libya is destroyed. Take it for fun. Don't learn. The Middle East today is safe. Middle East is safe and developed. I see. Don't be careful here. You're about to start a religious war on the African continent. And America will help you to push it. Washington, D.C. will help you to push it and spark it. Create a chaos and capitalize on the chaos and move in. So, the people that are coming to save you, that the people that fund and support the thing that is scaring you, make that make sense.
The Taliban is classified, and if you don't know, the Taliban's in charge of Afghanistan. They're classified as a specially designated global terrorist organization by OFAC. So post 2021, so this is last year, 2024, we spent $697 million of the taxpayers' dollars in Afghanistan, including $534,719,000 in change from USAID in Afghanistan. Afghanistan is ruled by folks named Sarayuddin Haqqani. The Haqqani network mean anything?
So you listen to the figures. That figures, right? That he just called. That million, 24 whatsoever $1 million, right? $100 million, right? It did not go towards the people in our region, the civilians, the women, the suffering, the hospital, the schools. Who did it go to? It went to the Taliban. Who did it go to? It went to the Taliban. I didn't say it. I didn't say it. It went to the Taliban. Let's continue. But they were in there and saying they are there to fight for the freedom of the people. Let's continue here.
To anybody in the room, how about Abdullah bin Laden? Who gets some of that money? Does that name ring a bell to anybody in the room? Your money, $697 million annually, plus the shipments of cash funds madrasas, ISIS, Al-Qaeda, Boko Haram, ISIS Khorasan, terrorist training camps. That's what it's funding.
So you heard it. You heard that. Boko Haram. Where is Boko Haram? In Nigeria. Where is ISIS? Also in Africa there too, right? These stories. What does Scott Perry say?
Are you looking to establish your business using an address other than your home? Wish you had a professional.
What does Scott Perry say? Scott Perry said $600 million went to Boko Haram, ISIS, Al-Qaeda. No, Nigeria. Nigeria. The people that are killing the Christian. The American Congress says it is the American that funded it. The American taxpayer dollar. This is Congress. That's not me. I'm just telling you now. The people you are coming to, the same people say, oh, no. Yes. Boko Haram killed in Christian, right? The Boko Haram that killed Christian, the people that made Boko Haram strong, the people that gave the support, military support, medical support, through American taxpayer money. Scott Perry said it is America, Washington, D.C., that is funding these people through USAID. We are just reporting on what they say. So how can these same people come and fight the Boko Haram? I didn't say it. Maybe I should play it back so you can listen to it again.
The shipments of cash funds madrasas, ISIS, Al-Qaeda, Boko Haram, ISIS Khorasan, terrorist training camps. That's what it's funding.
So you saw that. The training camp, Boko Haram training camp, are funded by American taxpayer dollars. Boko Haram, the training camp of Boko Haram are being funded by American taxpayer dollar, according to Scott Perry. Those are your helpers. Let's continue.
Even the Clinton administration tried unsuccessfully to reform it. And we spend, I don't know, somewhere between 40 and $50 billion annually on this organization. And with the things that you hear, well, many of us, probably most of us in this room, agree with projecting America's power for the good of all the world around the globe. Quite honestly, if our enemies were asked to design a foreign aid program that would actively undermine the United States of America at maximum cost to the taxpayer, they would be hard-pressed to create a scheme more effective than USAID. That's shocking to say, but I just, it's, look, let's just go to a couple things here. We left Afghanistan, and I'll characterize it as left in August of 2021. August of 2021. So the Taliban's in charge. Taliban threatens the lives of the NGO personnel distributing USAID. They claim credit for USAID distribution. They interfere with the distribution of USAID aid. They tax the beneficiary of the aid. They tax the delivery service. They steal the food commodities. They divert the funds. They extort citizens for protection for USAID aid. They create sham procurement schemes, and they threaten the lives of those who oppose those schemes. Now, that all occurred before August of 2021, when we were there. Now, you don't have to be a rocket scientist. You could just read the Taliban is classified, and if you don't know, the Taliban's in charge of Afghanistan. They're classified as a specially designated global terrorist organization by OFAC. So post-2021, so this is last year, 2024, we spent $697 million of the taxpayers' dollars in Afghanistan, including $534,719,000 in change from USAID in Afghanistan. I don't know what we think we're going to change in Afghanistan. We lost 22,000, lost or wounded 22,500 Americans in Afghanistan over the course of our term there in the war, spending over $2 trillion. We're just going to keep on spending because somehow we think it's going to get better. And if you're wondering who's in charge of Afghanistan getting the money, and that money I just mentioned, the $697 million is on top of, and is in addition to the weekly to every 10-day shipments in cash of $40 to $80 million. Afghanistan is ruled by folks named Sarayuddin Haqqani. The Haqqani network mean anything to anybody in the room? How about Abdullah bin Laden? Who gets some of that money? Does that name ring a bell to anybody in the room? Because your money, $697 million annually, plus the shipments of cash funds madrasas, ISIS, Al-Qaeda, Boko Haram, ISIS Khorasan, terrorist training camps. That's what it's funding. If you think that the program under Operation Enduring Sentinel entitled Women's Scholarship Endowment, which receives $60 million annually, or the Young Women Lead, which gets about $5 million annually, is going to women who, by the way, if you read the Inspector General's report, is telling you that the Taliban does not allow women to speak in public. Yet somehow you're believing, and American, the shipments of cash funds madrasas, ISIS, Al-Qaeda, Boko Haram, ISIS Khorasan, terrorist training camps. That's what it's funding. If
All right, so you heard that. Again, let me say this. The purpose of this video is not about any counter argument against Nigerian or Africans who are asking the U.S. military to go in. The purpose of this video is to give awareness to Africans, to be aware, to Nigerians, to be aware of the decision they are making. The purpose of this life is to give solution, actually, how we can fight Boko Haram or terrorists or Al-Qaeda, right? And we have said that, and I will repeat again. The solution is not about coming to the U.S. and asking the United States military. They are the one funding terrorists. They are the one funding Boko Haram, according to Scott Perry, according to the U.S. Congress, all right? That I may say it. I'm just repeating. I'm just giving news, right? So the purpose of this video or this podcast is to understand the dynamic and then find solution. And the solution to that is not, again, I repeat, it's not about coming to the U.S. It's not about having U.S. boot on the ground. There was U.S. boot in Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso, but they never fight. They never defeat terrorists. And in fact, they have one of their largest base in Africa, Djibouti, the U.S. Billions of dollars they spend there. They don't have to create boots in Nigeria. They are already on the African continent. They already have billions. They have spent billions of dollars, U.S. taxpayer in Djibouti. And they have base there. They can live right there and fight, jihadi and fight Boko Haram. They don't have to have a base in Nigeria. Nigerian, listen to this. Djibouti is part of Africa. It's right in Africa there. Okay? If the U.S. want to help you, they don't have to have a base there. They already have base in Africa, Djibouti. And they have all the sophisticated drones whatsoever that they can live right in Djibouti and use drone and track the base of Boko Haram and destroy Boko Haram with drone as they set right in Djibouti. Okay? As they set right in Djibouti and use drone and destroy the base, the Boko Haram base. But why would they do that? You just let them to Scott Perry. Boko Haram training camp are funded by American taxpayer dollar through the USAID. Okay, now they have base in Nigeria, in Burkina Faso. Did they fight? Did they win Boko Haram, or did they win access? Today, Burkina Faso is making progress. When they took the United States military base from them, they told them, and pass your token and leave. French military was there. I thought these people have some of the powerful military in the world, but they couldn't defeat Boko Haram. Where the ammunition was coming from? Because they are the one funding these terrorists. So they care less to fight the terrorists because they were funding it. How can the terrorists have sophisticated weapons than the army of the nation, than the national army? How they tolerate having sophisticated weapon mechanism. How they tolerate got drones. How they tolerate have cars. Those are sinking. If the US want to help you, Nigerian, you, let me scratch my eyeball on you, they can live right in Djibouti and use their drone and destroy the base of Boko Haram in Nigeria. They don't have to have a base there. They can live right in Djibouti and use their drone and destroy the training camp or the base of Boko Haram. But they cannot do that because Sky Perry just told us the American taxpayer, the American government, the American Congress through USAID formed Boko Haram training camp and training base in Nigeria. Let's continue. So the solution here is for Nigeria to collaborate with the AES, for the Nigerian government to join the AES, for the Nigerian army to join the AES. And then while you fighting Boko Haram, at the same time, the Sahel fighting Boko Haram coming, they will not have place. But the Sahel cannot fight Boko Haram, and then Boko Haram jump and come to Nigeria forest. Of course, the Sahel will not come there. That is different jurisdiction. That's colonial bolos, right? You have these colonial bolos. They won't come. They will have to stop and go back. And then Boko Haram will leave in a Nigerian forest and regroup, and then go back to the Sahel again, and then go fight. And then when they hit them, boom, and then they run back to the Nigerian forest. But if you join the AES, Boko Haram will have no place in Nigeria, because they will have no place in Mali. They will have no place in Niger. They will have no place in Burkina Faso. But as a stand, the terrorists are using Nigeria as a base to fight the Sahel nation. And that's why Abraham Traore said, we have to collaborate. Abraham Traore said, Nigeria, you have to join our allies so that we can defeat Boko Haram. And you said no. Tinubu, if you that strong that you wanted to go wage war on Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso, why can't you fight terrorists? Why can't you defeat Boko Haram? Why can't you mobilize your army? You have army to go fight these nations, to go kill Africans. Why can't you mobilize your army to go kill them? To go kill Boko Haram? So let me tell you, you so-called Nigerian. I'm sorry to say this, because sometimes we have to say this. No United States son and daughters coming and die for a shithole nation, like Donald Trump said. That's how Donald Trump called you, shithole. No United States child coming to die for a 3/5 of a lesser human being. No United States child will come and die for an insignificant people, like Job we said. That's Job. So everything that I use here, I'm quoting from them. Job we call African insignificant. Trump called African shithole. So I didn't insult you. I'm quoting from them. So no United States child coming to die for you. Nobody die for freedom of another person. Are you stupid? Are you stupid? Nobody die for another person freedom. Sometimes this thing is hard to say. Freedom are given to those who fight for freedom. Freedom is not given to those who don't fight. America coming to establish base in Nigeria is not about you so-called Christian. Are Congolese not Christian? Congolese, are they not Christian? But Congolese are dying on a daily basis. Since when have they said we're going to use our army and slaughter everybody and kill everybody and destroy everything? Look at Libya. Libya is one of the most developed countries in the world today, right? Yeah. Libya, on the United States, is one of the most developed countries in the world. No suffering. Electricity free. Water free. Education free. Hospital free. Healthcare free. Under United States democracy. Under Obama. Because as we speak, Libya is part, in fact, Libya is the 51st state of the United States. And Obama is the president, right, of that country, Libya. And Hillary Clinton is the prime minister or the governor. Hillary Clinton is the prime minister or the governor of Libya, while Barack Obama is the president. And today in Libya, free healthcare, honor them, free education. Okay? Roads, oh my God, roads are all over Libya. America have built roads. My God, look at horses. I mean, America have changed Libya. Have modernized Libya. Everybody want to go to Libya to live. Libya is the most talked about nation in the entire world. Everybody want to live. Man, food are free in Libya. Everything in Libya under American democracy is free. They are all free. Life is good in Libya as we speak. Everybody want to go to Libya. America have created a life that even the Americans are not living in America here. They have created for the Libyan people in Libya. My God, you see Libya today? America is not even better. Libya is better than America. You see Libya today? Libya is better than a NATO nation. I'm telling you. Today, the Libya are not suffering. There is no suffering in Libya. Everything free in Libya. In Libya today, enter in any restaurant, you eat what you want to eat. America have provided. The NATO nation have provided for Libya. You enter in Libya today, go to any restaurant, you eat free and get outside and go. Go to Libya today under American and NATO democracy. Healthcare system is free. Enter to any hospital, you take treatment, you get outside and go. In fact, education is free. All you need, just go to class. Just go to class. When you get to class, book there, books, everything, computer lab, everything, they are there. It's free. Just walk to class. Just walk to class. Learn and get out. That's all. Everything is free. In fact, you don't have to go to class. Sit home in Libya today. Just sit home. You can do your lesson, everything. That's the system America have produced in Libya. When they killed Gaddafi. That's the system. Under Gaddafi, in fact, the life under Gaddafi was terrible. Under Gaddafi, life was terrible. But today in Libya, my God, who don't want to go to Libya? Who don't want to live in Libya? As we speak, all Hillary Clinton children are in Libya right now going to school. Hillary Clinton, all her children, they are in Libya. Barack Obama, $2. They are also in Libya going to school right now. In fact, they are there. They are living their best of life. They are living their best of life. You know, in fact, I heard something. I think they said Barack Obama, $2. They married to Libyan. That's why I don't know how true it is. His $2 married to 2 Libyan. As we speak right now, Barack Obama lived in Libya. Hillary Clinton lived in Libya. And her husband, Bill Clinton, lived in Libya. Because Libya is free. Everything free in Libya. You want a car? Just go to the dealership. You get it free. In Libya, as we speak, that's the kind of life America have created for the people. You want drive car? Just go to any dealership. You get in any car. You say, hey, there's a car I want. The dealership will give you it. And then Barack Obama write a check to that dealership. Because the people are enjoying their oil. The people are enjoying their natural resources. America is distributing the natural resources, their gas, the gas of Libya to every citizen. You want to drive, any car, just go to the dealership and tell the dealership, I want this car. Barack Obama will write a check to the dealership. Libya. Yes. So Nigeria, I'm telling you, what you are calling for is going to be better. Nigeria is going to change in a blink of an eye. Nigeria will change in a blink of an eye. You will live a better life that you have never lived since the name became Nigeria. Since that nation became Nigeria. Everything going to be smooth. Everything going to finish. Boko Haram will be out. You should be dreaming to think of that. Let's continue. Now, the video you about to watch, right? The video you about to watch. This guy, he's a former CIA who was also part of the operation in Libya. This guy was a former CIA who was also part of the operation in Libya by the name Tony Caldin. Tony Caldin. Tony Caldin. He was part of the operation in Libya. Now, he's about to explain how he did not even know why they went to Libya. There was no reason why, clarified reason as to why they went to Libya. And he's about to explain how they lied to the Libyan people. He's about to explain how he himself did not know, but later on he got to know that the American government is a liar. The American government lied. And this is how the American government survived. I'm not the one saying it. I'm just quoting after him. So listen to this. So Nigeria, African. Like I said, today there is no article. We are playing their videos, right? So that when you are making your decision, be mindful. After all, Africans have died because of these same colonizers. They never care and they will never care. It's about their aim. So be careful what you are asking for.
And how that actually worked. A lot of people think it's just, Ollie North was out running around selling weapons and stuff. No, man, there was way more to that project. And the president of the United States stood in front of the American people and said it never happened. He didn't have any clue, which we know is a lie, right? But people believe Reagan. That entire affair would be a good example of what's really going on, in our intelligence community. They're doing all kinds of stuff. Hell, Reagan had wars going on in places, assassinations. Another good example would be Gaddafi. I've worked in Libya a couple times, and the Libyan people still love Gaddafi, right? He wasn't a brutal dictator. The dude did amazing things. And you know how I know? Because I worked in Libya and actually...
He said it. Gaddafi was not a dictator. But the United States government used that. And you so-called, some of you so-called stupid and dumb Africans. You ran with it on your very media. You ran with it on your bureau platform. Gaddafi dictator. Gaddafi died. Gaddafi this. Here is a man, CIA, former CIA, sitting and telling you Gaddafi was never a dictator. Now today, they are running with the same story that Muslim is killing African, or Muslims are killing Africans. I mean, not African, but Christian. Because you know what? They have tried a way. They have tried to find a niche, a hook that will hook you, but they can't. But they see is that, you know what? What about we try this? And they try it and it's working. Muslim killing Africans. Muslim killing Africans. I mean, not Africans, sorry. Muslim killing Christian. And now, people who think they are Christian, they are carrying that narrative. Muslim killing Christian. I ask again, the people were the Boko Haram kidnapped, were they Christian before? All the girls that Boko Haram kidnapped and carry them, have them got them pregnant. When you Nigerian were saying bring our girls back, were they Christian alone? No, answer that question. Were they Christian alone? When you were saying yesterday bring our girls back, were they Christian alone, or it was, in fact, most of them were Muslim girls. Most of them were Muslim girls because the last time we checked, they all had their Muslim scarves here coming down, their dress and thing. The people that got free, when we saw them, they were Muslims. They were Muslims. They were not Christian. But who came up then? Who got them pregnant? Who killed them? Boko Haram. Funded by who? American taxpayer money to USAID, according to Scott Perry.
Studied Libya. And I mean all the way back to the 20s and World War II, right? Libya's Carthage, man.
Yeah.
The one freaking empire who didn't just challenge, but beat the Romans, right? Hannibal, Carthage, right? Tripoli's Carthage. So obviously while I'm there, I want to learn about it.
So you heard that. Libya was not just a country. Libya was an empire. I didn't say it. You heard it. Libya, this was a former CIA who also operated in Libya. He said, listen, Libya was not just a country. Listen, Libya was not just a country. He said Libya was an empire. Can you imagine that? Who destroyed that empire? So we have an empire of our time. Who destroyed it? The American government along with NATO. What did they say? Gaddafi was a dictator. They want to come and free the Libyan people. The Libyan people were dying. Libya were being slaughtered by Gaddafi. Libya were on a hardship. So they want to free Libyan. And they want to give Libya democracy. Where is Libya today? Nigeria, be careful. Eh? Nigeria, we warn you, be careful. If you do not see yourself in Africa as a superpower, be careful. We are about to take it from you. We are about to take it from you. Africa respects you. And today, we still salute you because we know what you have done. We are not going to be emotional here and come and say, oh, Nigeria is there. Nigeria is... No. Nigeria, we know what you are capable of. We salute you. We are not going to be disrespectful to you. Never. Never. We are not neo-colonialists. We are not neo-colonialists. We know what you have done and we know what you are capable of. But it is so unfortunate that you have a neo-colonial puppet as a president. And that is what's suffering Nigeria. But as a stand, we still respect you. You are Africa's superpower. And we know you can change the table around. We know you can do better. We know you can fight and defeat Boko Haram. We know you will ally with the AES, not to come to the US. And you Nigerians who are pastors and deacons, if you are doing this because you are getting some deaconess money, because you are getting the Queen of England money or the Vatican money from the Roman Catholic or whatsoever money, or you are getting money from the Pope, you better be careful here. You better be mindful here. Don't try it. We believe in Nigeria. We are not going to be ignorant to come and say, oh, Nigeria, oh, you did. But equally so, we will put Tinubu in his place. Tinubu is a neo-colonial puppet. Because if Tinubu had a strength, all he is, with no strength, but he thought he had strength. I'm going to Niger. I'm going to Burkina Faso. We will defeat Burkina Faso. We will fight Burkina Faso. Abraham Traore feed his men. Okay, now Abraham Traore is telling you, if he feed you men that you wanted to come fight me, protect your own people. If you think you wanted to come and protect Burkinabes, no, protect your own people. Protect the Nigerian. Protect the Nigerian and leave the Burkinabe with me. I will protect the Burkinabe. Protect the Nigerian and leave the Nigerian and the Malian. Assimi Gaita and Tiani will protect the Nigerian and the Malian. What we want you to do is protect the Nigerian. And as we protect Nigeria, we will protect Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso, and we will defeat Boko Haram. That is what Abraham Traore is asking Tinubu to do. Like I said, Nigeria, You are Africa's superpower. We are not going to take that from you. Don't lose it. Don't lose it. We salute you. Do not lose it. We know what you have done in history for other African nations. We are not going to be stupid and ignorant and come here and say, oh, Nigeria. No, 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 no. We know what you are capable of. So don't lose that spot. Don't lose it. Let's continue.
This place. And then as I meet more and more of the people, I'm like, these are awesome folks, man. Mostly Muslim, but not Arab, Northern African, and what a mixed bag of people, from light skin, European influence to obviously very dark skinned Africans. And so we've all been told that Gaddafi did all these horrible things, right? Well, they made assassinations illegal. The United States government could not assassinate anyone, all right? But we could interdict threats and all kinds of other legal terminology. So when they...
Now you heard it. We can create threat with other legal terminology. Now, what is that legal terminology that they have created to Nigeria? Oh, Muslims are killing Christians. Did you see that? In the US here, that just if such things is happening, they will never use that narrative that Muslims are killing Christians in America, or Christians are killing Muslims in America. They will never use that, because you know what? That's division. Because the next thing, what will happen? There will be religious war in the US. Because once they say, oh, Muslims are killing Christians, or Christians are killing Muslims, Muslims will now rise up to go against Christians. And they do not want such a thing, war to happen here. So they will never use that narrative on their very medias. They will never do it. But now you see the legal terminology that they are using. Christians are being slaughtered by Muslims. And meanwhile, they will never use that in the US here. So let us be careful how the West use anything to try to say they come and save Africans. So you see what he just said? The US is very good at creating legal terminology to go in, to invade, to settle. And what they are doing with Nigeria now is Muslim killing Christian. You see that? And then the next thing America are going to use, they're going to take that now and go to the UN. Yeah, God. African, be careful. Nigeria, be careful what you're asking for here. Because the next thing that the US is going to do, they're going to use one bishop, Nigerian bishop or Nigerian pastor, and then they will carry him, support him, go to the UN and push that narrative. The next thing the US is going to do, they're going to use one Nigerian pastor or bishop, carry him or her to the RCC and use that narrative. And the UN or the RCC, you know who is controlled by? The same people. And then they will back a bone. Muslim getting Christian. Ha, yeah, man. You're going to spark a religious war on the African continent. Nigerian, be careful.
Attacked Gaddafi and tried to kill him because he was involved in terrorism. Was he really involved in terrorism? Like the Lockerbie, Scotland bombing was blamed on him, and he, until the day he died, swore he had nothing to do with it. And there's actually no connection to him.
Yeah.
Other than
So you heard it. There's a former CIA that was also in Libya. In Libya. You heard it. There is no evidence. Up to today, there is no evidence that he was involved in terrorists. There is no evidence that he was a terrorist. There is no evidence that he supported terrorists. There is no evidence that he was a dictator. There is no evidence that he will kill his people. You see?
the fact that the United States government said a Libyan operator put that bomb on that plane. We don't have him. We don't have him in custody. He wouldn't sell his natural gas to us.
And he wanted to create.
So you heard that. That was the reason they took off Gaddafi. One of the reasons. Gaddafi wanted to sell the natural gas to the US. He decided to sell it to different people. And now the question may be, but why Gaddafi did not want to sell the gas to the US, but he wants to sell it to different people? Again, because he did not see the US foreign policy or how they call it, the amount the US wanted to pay. And it's a business. Either the US wanted to pay little or nothing. And somebody somewhere wanted to pay more. And you went with the president wanted to pay more. So you see why they killed Gaddafi. But they came with different narrative. Now, Nigeria, we're just saying this to connect the dots. It is not about coming to save Christian in Nigeria. It is not about it. It will never be about it. Because if you allow it in the next 10 years or in the next 8 or 5 years, the truth will be coming out. Just how the truth keep coming out after they go and destabilize and invade the place. So be careful. So you see why they killed Gaddafi? Because Gaddafi couldn't sell his oil to them. Because they wanted to get it for cheap. Or if not, nothing, because they say you are a shithole. Why would they want to empower a shithole continent or a shithole nation or insignificant nation, insignificant people? Why would the US want to empower them? Why would they want to buy their oil when they can kill Gaddafi and get it for free? And that's why they killed Gaddafi, destroyed Libya, and today they are getting it for free. So it is not about coming to save Christian. They're coming for your oil. Nigerian, they are coming for your oil. Because they just see that Tinubu have backfired and gone to China. It's resources, folks. They are coming for your oil, Nigerian. They are not coming to save no damn Christian. Yeah, I said damn Christian. I don't care. Because after all, religion is the problem for the African continent. But come to the US, you think they care about religion? Come there. You think they care about religion? 24/7 African will fast and pray from Monday to Sunday. African will fast and pray from Monday to Sunday. Muslim fast and pray from Monday to Sunday. But the people who don't fast and pray from Monday to Sunday, they don't want God can answer their prayer. What is wrong with all Africans?
He was selling to Russia.
I know he wanted to create an African
So he wasn't cooperating. And the main player in the CIA at the time, like, it became personal. So, you know,
so you heard that Gaddafi never wanted to cooperate with the US. So you see, you have the resources. Instead of the United States cooperating with you, but they are saying Gaddafi did not want to cooperate with the US for the US to get the Libyan oil. So it became personal to the US. It became personal to the CIA. You see that? That you listen to that. It became personal because Gaddafi did not want to cooperate. Gaddafi did not want to listen to give her oil to the US for free or little or nothing. So it became so personal to the CIA. You heard that? They did the same thing to Liberia. When Charles Taylor did not want to listen, when they went to renegotiate for the rubber, the Firestone plantation, and Charles Taylor said, no, we got to renegotiate the deal because the deal that was signed for 99 years was a bad deal. Job, we said, okay, we are coming for you. Folks, don't get it twisted. And they fought how to remove Charles Taylor. They can't lie about Sierra Leone took Charles Taylor to the Hague or to court. They lie. They sponsor, the US government sponsor the court in Sierra Leone just to get Charles Taylor out because of the Firestone plantation. Now you see the same thing with Libya. You see how all these things come out? Now you see how he's explaining it. The US, Gaddafi did not want to be cooperative. I thought it's the US who so cooperate with Libya. In order, if they want to get some oil, I thought it's the US that sought to cooperate with Libya and say, look, you know what? This is our deal, but we know you don't like it. But you know what? We can match this. We are, you know, we understand. Okay, we will try to do it this way. But it's so personal, like the CIA director said here, or retired man said here. Folks, it's not about love. It has never been about love. It will never be about love.
Haftar, his colonel, one of his main colonels, Gaddafi kind of screwed him over And the CIA went in and was like, hey, help us overthrow this dude. We'll help you out. Of course, we kind of screwed him over. He ran to Sudan, I think it was, maybe Chad. And so they imprisoned him there. So the CIA went, because I can't remember Sudan or Chad, but the president at the time, we put him in power. So we're like, hey, President such and such, that we put you in power. We want to talk to this guy. So they go and talk to Haftar, and Haftar is still a main player.
That's why you heard it, right? This is why they put African leaders in power. So you heard it. They went with another African leader that they put in power and say, hey, listen, we put you in power. Now this is the time that you work for us. Oh my God. Did you see this? Does this channel support LGBT community plus? Why did you ask us a question? Are you a gay? Now, if you're a gay, say yes, I'm a gay. And then I will answer your question. If you're a gay, say yes, or say no, I'm not. If you're not a gay, say no, I'm not a gay. We are not talking about gay issue here. We are not talking about gay issue. Today's topic is not about gay. It's not about lesbianism. It's not about man licking another man's butt. It's not about man having another man's ass. It's not about woman licking a woman's ass. That's not what we're talking about here. So are you a gay? Did you see anybody talking about gay here? Did you see anybody talking about LGBT? If you try again next time, I'm going to block you. But for now, I will leave you there. But if you try, I will block you. You think we're here for nonsense? Do you see this channel as a nonsense channel or platform? Be careful, or else I'm going to block you. Did you see us talking about LGBT here today? Sit down and listen. If you don't want to, get your satokas all of here and leave. We don't beg anybody to come here. We don't want your money. This channel, we don't want your money. I would listen, folks. I will donate a lot of money to the channel. We don't. Oh God. Listen to this. All right, listen to this. There's a revolutionary channel. We don't care about money. You don't buy us. We are not people that you buy. All right. We don't need your money. We don't need your money. Okay. So if you are looking for a place to donate your money of people who support LGBT, we don't need your money. Go and find a different place. We don't need it. Okay, we don't need your money. If Obama say you, go and tell Obama, we don't need Obama money. We don't need your money. Okay, this is not a channel for money. This is not a channel that create contents for money. No. So I'm not going to waste my time on you. Okay, so we don't need money. We don't need your money. We have money. We have enough that can take care of us. All right. We have enough that can take care of us. All right. So we don't need your money. Thank you. Thank you, though. I respect that. Okay. But thank you. We don't need your money. All right. Let's continue.
There in eastern Libya. He's like Benghazi, right? Because there's two capitals of Libya now, Benghazi and Tripoli. And very, very split. But anyway, so like I said, again, keep in perspective, I'm painting a picture of what the CIA, how it operates. And it's not as complex as people think. It's still ran by people, and people have emotions and get attached to concepts and ideas. And let's face it, like once we put our claws in something, we feel like we got to complete it, right? So anyway, they go down there and they hatch this idea. They're going to bring him back into Libya. He's going to stand up this military, this counter, and they're going to overthrow Gaddafi. Of course, Gaddafi gets word of it, goes into Chad, freaking tries to kill a bunch, and does kill a bunch of these guys. we take some 200 Libyan fighters and bring them to the United States and repatriated them.
All right, so you see what the United States do. So I'm liking the CIA. You see what he said? They took 200 Libyan army and brought them to the U.S. You see, Africans, you see why bringing your military overseas for training is dangerous? It's not actually for training. It's not for your people. It's not to go and protect your nation or to fight for your nation. Do you see why oh man. Do you see why bringing your military overseas for training is dangerous? This is what Abraham Traore said he would never do. And let me tell you this. Do you know that the United States have called Abraham Traore? They are surprised how the AES nation are succeeding. Do you know that the US have called Abraham Traore and asked Abraham Traore? They want to go to Burkina Faso to train along with Abraham Traore to learn their secret or how they have done, all right, and they are making progress in fighting jihadi authorities. And Abraham Traore said no. Do you know that the US have done it? They are surprised. They can, yeah, God. So your army coming overseas for training, oh my God, is dangerous. It's not for the protection of your country. Do you see what he said here? They brought about 200 Libyan and they came overseas in the US to train. And then what he said, we got them into our comfort zone. We trained them and then educate them, manipulated them to go against Gaddafi. Oh my God. Nigeria, be careful. Like I said, today, we're not talking about anything opinionative here. No. We are playing their videos and you will go and do judgment. And in fact, you know what? At the end of this video, right, we're going to bring a video from Survivor Media. Shout out to Survivor Media. He broke it down to pieces, right? But I'm bringing this so that by the time we get to that video, you will be the judge. If the United States is actually coming to save you, you will be stupid and daydreaming and hallucinating in your mind that US is coming to save Nigeria.
To include Haftar, who is now a citizen of both Libya and the United States, residing and trying to become the next president of Libya, and has been for a long time. Now, last year we thought he was going to die. Somehow he lived through it, and they were worried that his son, Saddam, who is a crazy person and brutal.
What are the chances?
Right, a dictator's son or is a little insane and named Saddam. He's crazy. So anyway, they were really worried about him taking over. I know that was on
So this is Gaddafi's son that they are talking about that, but he is not actually saying that Gaddafi's son is dictator, but he is saying that's what the American or the CIA believe. Because now they are saying, oh, Gaddafi was a dictator, he was brutal, so his son going to be a dictator and brutal. So as we speak right now, Gaddafi's son, their son is in Libya. And the people of Libya, in fact, this is the man that they need. They don't want the man that was trained by the US, by CIA. And this is a man that they are talking about. He's now old. They thought he was going to die. But they are still pushing this man to become the president. While the Libyans are supporting Gaddafi's son. Folks, do you see? All right. Let me do this first. Let me do this. Okay. Now I see 3956. Whosoever you call. Right? I'm going to read this. And then I'm going to deal with you afterward. African people are too corrupt to run a country. Too many tribal conflict. Also, they love the white man more than money. Nigeria is a graveyard. Okay, I will not block you. I wanted to block you. But let me say this to you. Let me say this, all right? I'm going to read this and I'm going to educate you on what you just wrote here, because some of you are the people that are carrying a false narrative. Let me read this first. I know you want to distract me, but I will now be distracted. I'm going to educate you here, right? Okay? Now, let me read your sentence. African people are too corrupt to run a country. Now, your statement, right? It's just like you are saying, like the United Nations, that the United States told African people through Leonard Thomas Greenfield that if Africa have a veto power on the United Nations will be dysfunctional. That is what exactly you are saying here. African people are too corrupt to run a country. So are you telling me Abraham Traoré cannot run a country? As we speak right now, look at Mali, look at Burkina Faso. They are the happiest. In fact, it has been a report that those three countries are the fastest growing nations in the world as we speak right now. The fastest growing nation in the world as we speak right now. So are you telling me those nations, those leaders are corrupt? They are not competent to run a country? They are not competent to run a country? Is that what you're telling me? Is that what you're telling me? Because let me tell you this. As far as we know, the United States is corrupt because the United States have never ever supported a true democratic leader on the African continent. They have always fought hard. They fight that they went and kill Gaddafi. They are corrupt because Gaddafi did not support corruption. Are you listening to what the CIA is saying here? That the United States was so furious they didn't want to cooperate with Gaddafi. After Gaddafi said no, their policy or their deal was bad, the US is damn corrupt. So they went in with their NATO and killed Gaddafi. Gaddafi was not corrupt. Did you not see what Gaddafi did? Did you not hear the CIA? Libya was not just a country, but Libya was an empire. You think we're going to sit out here and listen to the narrative that African people are corrupt, they cannot run a country? We are not going to listen to that. We are not corrupt. We can run a country just like how United States president can run country. If anyone are corrupt, it is the United States government. Washington DC, the CIA, they are corrupt. NATO nations are corrupt. They don't want to Patrick Lumumba. They don't want to Thomas Sankara. They are all corrupt. It was through corruption that they killed these people. They killed Amika Cabral. It was through corruption that they killed these people. Those people were never corrupt. Those people were never corrupt. So when you want to talk about Africans, be careful. Learn your history well. We will educate you here. Now, let me read another one. He said, too many tribal conflict also. Now, let me tell you this. Let me tell you this. It is out of ignorance that we will say so many tribes in Africa is the reason. As we speak today, you don't see tribes going around fighting other tribes until you don't see it. We never did it before the white man came. Now, I'm not saying there was not misunderstanding, but we lived in peace when the Arab was not there, when the Christian were not there, when the Portuguese were not, the Portuguese language was not there, when the English language was not there, we lived in peace. We lived in harmony. We traded among ourselves. We moved from kingdoms to kingdoms because at that kingdoms were nations. We moved from kingdoms to kingdom and traded among ourselves. There was continental trade. At that time, there was not Nigeria. There was no border. It was borderless. We traded among ourselves. What are you talking about? You're talking about tribes. Did you not see the United States government now want to create another war talking about Muslim killing Christian? So if anything, it is a so-called languages they brought to Africa. The Christian, the so-called language they brought to Africa, the Muslim language. That is why being used among us today. Do you have anything on the African continent as we speak to say tribal war? Do you have it? Do you see it on the African continent to say tribal war? Okay, you are ignorant. Look, I don't want to block you. This channel, it's not a funny channel. We are well equipped with knowledge. We are well learned. We don't come here based on opinion. You are coming to the wrong place. We don't go by that narrative that tribalism is a cause of African continent. Do you know how many tribes on the African continent we have lived for thousands of years? We have lived for during the current issue right now. The reason why there are conflict on the African continent is because of the white man language. English. Because you will find another African studying another African, you don't speak English well. You find another Africans telling another African you don't speak English well. Because English have been the issue. English, in fact, English is a cause, one of the cause of conflict on the African continent. Now, when you come politically, when an African man don't speak the Queen language or the American language, we see that African man is not a good leader. Because we judge him or her by her English. Oh, you don't speak good English. He's not right to be a good leader because he cannot represent us on a global stage. He will not be able to speak English. So English is actually the problem. If you don't understand that, you are on the wrong channel, my brother or my sister, whoever you are. You are on the wrong channel. You are at the wrong platform. This is not some Instagram platform where you see people there arguing. This is not Twitter. You see people arguing. No, you're on the wrong platform. I'm telling you, you're on the wrong platform. Do you see any tribal war on the African continent? Do you see any tribal conflict on the African continent? Are you dumb and stupid? Do you know? That terrain, you are in the wrong terrain. Don't be dumb and stupid. Do you see any tribal conflict on the African continent? We are more in harmony. So are you telling me in the US here, for example, do you know how many tribes in the US are they in conflict? So you guys always use the narrative, push the narrative to bring conflict among people. You are an idiot. Put another comment again. I'm going to block you. You keep to distract, but you will not distract. You will stay here and we'll educate you. You will stay here and we'll educate you. Don't be stupid. Let's continue.
The European Union's radar, they do not want him in power. The guy they want in power, Absi or Absalon, freaking probably will be, and they're all just as corrupt as they can be. But long story short, we were told that, Gaddafi was supporting terrorism, and there's absolutely no real evidence to say that, right? And when 9/11 happened, if you look up, he denounced it. He was one of the first Muslim leaders to come out and denounce it. He even helped provide intel, right? And we still killed him.
All right, I'm going to take this out. He even had provide intel about 9/11 and we still kill him. You idiot that is stepping here. Who killed Gaddafi? Was it corruption? Who killed Gaddafi? Was it African traps? You stupid. Look, don't make me say something. Don't make me be emotional here now. If you want to stand, listen, and be educated, stay. Was it an African traps that killed Gaddafi? Gaddafi died because of tribalism? Gaddafi died because African people love money? Gaddafi died because African people love white men? Or Gaddafi died because the white man killed him and did not like him because of what he wanted for Africa? Better be careful here. Africans are waking up. We are awake now. Let me tell you. Don't bring our false narrative here. Africans are too much trouble. Africans are this. Do you know, centuries, billions of years, tribes been on the African continent. They have never been issued. We live and trade among ourselves. We have intercontinental trade among ourselves. Was never an issue. Our kings and queens rules. When white men were staying in cage, white men can't learn from us. Timbuktu, Mali, Shohei Empire. Are you stupid and dumb? Do you know history? My brother or my sister, you are at the wrong place. Okay? This platform is not a platform of opinion. All right? We can sit here day and night. We will never get tired. We will keep putting on knowledge. We already know the story. So the only reason why I will tell you, the only reason why sometimes you see us reading articles or you see us breaking videos, because we don't want to bore our audience. We want for our audience to see what we are talking about. But we don't have to bring our videos. We don't have to bring articles. We can sit down here day and night and speak anything you think about. So don't get it twisted. Now, the next thing you're going to watch, right? We may not watch the entire video, but it's about American policy. All right. And like I said, all these things is to draw the attention of Nigeria. They should be careful what they are asking for.
Forward TV, the world is thinking.
What happened in 9/11 is we didn't have a strategy, we didn't have bipartisan agreement, we didn't have American understanding of it, and we had instead a policy coup in this country. A coup, a policy coup. Some hard-nosed people took over the direction of American policy, and they never bothered to inform the rest of us.
You might be an Igbo. I don't care. This platform here, we don't care. The same way we deal with the colonizer, we deal with the neo-colonial the same way. He's saying, I'm an Igbo. Faso is great place. Yes. And African men killed Gaddafi. No, African men did not kill Gaddafi. It was the United States and NATO killed Gaddafi. Go and learn your history. I just show you a video. I just show you. Look, how can you be so ignorant, man? Look, I'm going to block you. I'm telling you the truth. I'm going to block you. I just show you a video with the CIA. You see, you one of the African that is so hard to learn. Like I think your brain have to be stripped in order to get to the right brain. I just show you a video with the CIA speaking how they killed Gaddafi. The reason they killed Gaddafi. And then you come and tell me here African men killed Gaddafi. Who told you African killed Gaddafi? Don't you know it was the United States and NATO that killed Gaddafi? Don't you know it was the United States Army that killed Gaddafi? Don't you know it was Obama that killed Gaddafi? Don't you know it was Hillary Clinton Obama that killed Gaddafi? What are you so dumb and stupid? I'm going to block you. The next time you put comment that make no sense, I'll block you. I'm damn serious. That's your last comment. So the next time you post any comment here, I'm going to block you. That doesn't make sense. I just show you a video of a CIA speaking. Telling you clear why Gaddafi was killed. Why they killed Gaddafi? Was that an African man speaking? Was this man an African man that just spoke in a video? Was it an African man? Why are you so dumb and stupid? Didn't you listen to the Uganda president, Museveni, when he said they got in plane to go to Libya, to go and meet Gaddafi, and the United States government told them if they dare try to get in plane, get in airspace, they will bomb that plane? Was an African man that threatened them not to go there? Look, be careful here. Don't distract people here. I'm telling you, the next time you post a comment that doesn't make sense, you're going to be blocked. I gave you a last warning that I show you. Trust me. I'm not saying don't comment, but if you comment, it should make sense. If not, I'm going to block you. That will be your last comment. I don't care whether you are Igbo or whatsoever. I don't care. Here, we deal with the neo-colonialists the same way we deal with the colonialists. We don't care. If you lack understanding, listen. A wise man will listen. A wise man will not utter he or she knows all. If you don't know, listen. I just told you, on this channel, we don't come with opinion. We already know everything. I'm telling you. We want to show video or article because we want people to be engaged so they can't think that we are just speaking. We don't know what we are talking about. But we have done our research. Upon research, we already know. Okay? I just show you a video, a CIA man sitting and talking, explaining everything, how Gaddafi got killed, how he was killed, who killed him. And then you come and tell me it was African men that killed Gaddafi. When Museveni told you they got in plane to go and meet Gaddafi so that they can stop the war, so that they can stop from Gaddafi being killed. And the American government told them, don't get in plane. If you try, we'll shoot your plane down. And you telling me African men kill Gaddafi? You see? Don't comment again. If you put any comment here that doesn't make sense, I'm going to block you.
I went through the Pentagon 10 days after 9/11. I couldn't stay away from Mother Army. I went back there to see Don Rumsfeld. I'd worked for him as a White House fellow in the 1970s. All this is in the book. And I said, am I doing okay on CNN? He said, yeah, fine. He said, I'm thinking about it. He says, I read your book. And he said, this is a book that talks about the Kosovo campaign. And he said, I just want to tell you, he said, nobody's going to tell us where or when we can bomb. Nobody. He said, I'm thinking of calling this a floating coalition. What do you think about that? I said, well, sir, thanks for reading my book. And, he said, thanks, that's all the time I've got. Really? And I went downstairs. I was leaving the Pentagon, and an officer from the Joint Staff called me into his office and said, I want you to know, he said, sir, we're going to attack Iraq. And I said, why? He said, we don't know. He said, I said, well, did they tie Saddam to 9/11? He said, no. He said, but I guess they don't know what to do about terrorism.
Again, Nigerian, Africans in general, listen to this. They have no reason going to Iraq or Afghanistan. They had no reason. They did not even know what it was going for. You heard what he said when they told him he was going there, and this was George Wheaton. And he asked, have they tied Saddam Hussein to the 9/11? He said no. They never tied him. So there was no evidence that tied him to the 9/11. No evidence, nothing. You listen to the video. And they went there for no reason. They was not supposed to be there. Nigeria, be careful. Be careful what you're asking for.
And so they think, but they can attack states, and they want to look strong. And so I guess they think if they take down a state, it will intimidate the terrorists. And, you know, it's like that old saying he said, if the only tool you have is a hammer, then every problem has to be a nail. Well, I walked out of there pretty upset. And then we attacked Afghanistan. I was pretty happy about that. We should have. And then I came back to the Pentagon about 6 weeks later. I saw the same officer. I said, why haven't we attacked Iraq? We still going to attack Iraq? He said, oh, sir. He says, it's worse than that. He said, he pulled up a piece of paper off his desk. He said, I just got this memo from the Secretary of Defense's office. It says we're going to attack and destroy the governments in 7 countries in 5 years. We're going to start with Iraq, and then we're going to move to Syria, Lebanon, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and Iran. I seven.
Now, Nigerian, what do you see today in Sudan? War. Who thought? Now, listen to this. The country he just named. Do you know there are 2 countries now that they are targeting? No war there yet. Lebanon and Iraq. Or Iran, not Iraq, but Iran. Those are the 2 countries that they are no war about. The rest, so all the other 5 countries. He talk about Libya. You see, Libya destroyed today. Now, you idiot come and sit down here. It was the African man that killed Gaddafi. Now, I gave you another evidence that it was not an African man. Lehman just told you they had a plan to take down Libya in 7 years. Now you see, today Libya is gone. Libya is gone. Today, what do you see in Sudan? War. Sudan is gone. Look at the number of people that are dying in Sudan. And these people said they will take down Sudan. Today, you see war in Sudan. Sudan is being destroyed. They just told you. You see what he said? There are 2 countries that left, which is Iran and Lebanon. Those are the 2 countries that left for the United States to go, according to them. But 5 countries they name or destroy. Today is today. Aren't you seeing Sudan today? Are you seeing Sudan today? Are you not seeing Sudan today? Look at Sudan today. According to this retired CIA American man, they're the one carry war in Sudan. And today, there's a war is in Sudan today, and Sudan is being destroyed. You see that? It's not about peace. It's not about the people in our region. It's about American foreign policy interests. It's about American interests. They said it was going to destroy Libya. They destroyed Libya. They said it was going to destroy Sudan. And today, look at Sudan. Nigerian, be careful. White man will never come and die for a black man. Never will it happen. It's not going to happen. If you think it was a white Jesus that came and died for your sin, you damn lie. No white Jesus died for any black man's sin. Okay? So you pastors that are going around with that, if you think it was a white man named Jesus that came and died for a black man, when a black man broke the commandment, the black man went against God, right? And then a white man came from heaven, from some sky, and came and said, you know what? I'm going to die for the black man to save him from his sin. You damn lie. They never die, they never will, and they never will die for you. You know why they will not die for you? Because they say you are insignificant, you are shithole, you are 3/5 of a lesser human being. I will take this out. I'm not going to play the entire video because we're running out of time. Let's get to another one.
I got called in by an officer on the Joint Staff who told me that, he said, you know, we're going to invade Iraq. I said, but why? And he said, I don't know. He said, I guess because we don't know what else to do. But in fact, the why of it went back a decade to the spring of 1991. It went back to the argument inside the Republican Party about whether or not the Gulf War should have ended with the capture of Baghdad and the overthrow of Saddam Hussein. And in 1991, when I talked to Secretary Wolfowitz, you know, he said, we didn't get rid of Saddam Hussein, and we should have. He said, we've only got 5 or 10 years to clean up the Middle East. These old Soviet surrogate regimes like Syria and Iraq, get rid of them before the next superpower comes along to challenge us. We didn't foresee that we'd actually be using force aggressively to change regimes. And it appeared full-blown after 9/11. And somehow, in the minds of the American people, the attack run by Osama bin Laden, based out of Afghanistan, became part of Saddam Hussein. And to retaliate and make sure that, and it was phrased in many different ways. There was effort in the intelligence community to prove that Saddam Hussein had somehow been connected to the strikes in New York and against the Pentagon. And then there was the idea that, well, but he might have some weapons of mass destruction, biological, chemical, nuclear weapons that he could give to terrorists, despite the fact that Saddam Hussein and al-Qaeda couldn't have been further apart in terms of working together as allies. Now, if you put them.
So again, so you see the narrative they created. He might have nuclear weapon, that he may get to terrorists and all of those things. Just to go in, right? Create a story. Nigeria, that's a story that is being created. If you want to hate me from speaking the truth, you can hate me. But tomorrow, I will replay this video. Okay? After you have done a worst to yourself, I will replay this video so that you can see. Nigeria, if you are not careful, all right? If you're not careful, the next thing that's going to happen, Nigeria are going to be at war with each other. It's going to be religious war. Muslims and Christians are going to fight in our country, and there will be bloodshed. If Muslims succeed, Muslims will succeed. If Christians succeed, Christians will succeed. But it will be a damn bloodshed. People will die. Nigeria will kill Nigerians just because the other Nigeria is a Muslim, the other Nigeria is a Christian. Nigeria will kill Nigerian if you're not careful. It's going to be religious war in Nigeria. Be careful. The solution to your problem in Nigeria, get to the lawmaker. All Nigerian, Muslim, Christian, come together. Did you see Burkina Faso, what he did? Did you see Abraham Traoré, what he did? He called Muslim, he called Christian together and brought fast with them and ate with them and said, this is our country. Muslim, Christian, this is our country. At the end of the day, you are Burkinabés. The Muslim man is Burkinabés. The Christian man is Burkinabés. It is not our fault. The colonizer brought it and gave it to us. It is not our fault. The colonizer brought it and gave it to us. And today we are processing it. And today we identify ourselves with it. But at the end of the day, we are Burkinabés. When it comes to our interests in our country, we should come together and fight for Burkina Faso and protect Burkinabés. We are one. So Nigeria, you better do that same thing. Look, if your lawmakers, if your government can do it, I urge you all Nigerian, Muslim, Christian, get together. All of you, the entire nation. I mean, you are the most populated nation in Africa. Again, I salute you, Nigeria. You are Africa's superpower. We give it to you. Don't lose that. Muslim, Christian, get together. I mean, lock the entire nation down. I'm telling you, the army will not do nothing. The army will rather support you. Lock the entire nation down and walk to the capital building. Whether it is called capital building in Nigeria, whether it is called Whitehall in Nigeria, whether it is called government building in Nigeria, walk there. Muslim, Christian, march. And tell them to join the AES. Let them put their differences aside. At this time, it's about Nigeria. Let them join the AES. As the AES fight Boko Haram or Al Qaeda, at the same time you fighting them, there will be no place in the forest to run. Because you running behind them, and at the same time, Nigeria, Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, they coming from the other side. You coming from the other side, you will defeat them. That's the solution. But you cannot bring an army in Nigeria while that nation is the one funding and supporting terrorists. That's the solution. And if you don't find a solution to that and you want to go, that's your business. You just listen to what this man said here. Washington, D.C. does not have interest going to anywhere to fight for anybody. It's about them. They have to create a narrative, and that narrative that they are creating now is Muslim killing Christian. Be careful with that narrative, or else you yourself going to destroy Nigeria and destroy your children's future. Let's continue.
Under enough pressure, maybe, they would team up against the United States, but we created that pressure against Saddam Hussein for our own reasons. What were those reasons? We've never really heard. There was no single reason. There was some weapons of mass destruction possibly that were still there, but we'd had 10 years for the UN Special Commission. We'd had the strikes, Operation Desert Fox in December of '98, taking out all the sites that we knew about then through intelligence. Maybe there was some unaccounted for scuds that they said had been fired in training. Maybe yes, maybe no.
So let me add to this. You heard what he said. They took out all the main target, all the operation. They sat down right in the U.S., use their military capability, drone and whatsoever. They target those places that they fear, and there was mass destruction whatsoever, and they destroy it. And I told you today, if the United States government actually want to help defeat terrorists or kill terrorists, they have one of the largest, in fact, the largest base of the U.S. is in Africa, Djibouti. The largest U.S. military base, foreign military base in the world is in Africa, in Djibouti. They spend billions of dollars there. They are sophisticated. They can sit right in Djibouti, Nigeria. The U.S. can sit right in Djibouti and use their drone, right, and trace the Boko Haram camp in Nigeria and destroy it. They can use their drone and destroy Boko Haram, the training camp of Boko Haram. They can sit right in Djibouti and destroy it. So it's not about coming to fight for you. It's about them coming to have a base in Nigeria and then fight the Shahid nation. That's it, plain blind. And then stay there and steal and loot your oil. Let's continue.
Maybe there was some material that you could, culture material that you could grow bioweapons in, but there wasn't much that I knew of. And I'd been reading all the intelligence until I retired. So I began to see that, and I thought back to the conversation with Wolfowitz, and I thought what I'd been told inside the Pentagon, and I began to smell something that didn't smell right. After 9/11, I went through the Pentagon and I saw Secretary Rumsfeld, and one of the generals called me in. He said, "Sir, you got to come in and talk to me a second." I said, "Well, you're too busy." He said, No. He says, "We've made the decision. We're going to war with Iraq." I said, "We're going to war with Iraq? Why?" He said, "I don't know." He said, "I guess they don't know what else to do." I said, "Well, did they find some information?"
Now, what did you learn about all the video we played? They don't know. Did you find information about Iraq? Did you find information? No, we don't know. All the video that I just played is all about no, we don't know. No information. We don't have nothing. So that means we have to create a story for the American people to believe, so that the American men and women will allow their children to go and fight. But if we don't create a story for them to believe, the American people will not allow us send their children to go and fight. So we have to create a story. So Nigeria, the story they are creating now is Christian, Muslim Catholic Christian, so that the American Christian will be emotional and then send their children to go and die. So you see that? All the video that we play here, everybody that spoke, they all have one thing in common. We don't know. We don't know. There is nothing there. There is no information. It is not true. So we have to create a narrative for Americans to believe, because we are not the one that are going to fight. We have to send American people. American people have to agree for them to send their children to go and fight. So we have to create that narrative. Nigerian, Africans, be mindful. Be mindful.
Connecting Saddam to Al-Qaeda, he said, no. He says, there's nothing new that way. They just made the decision to go to war with Iraq. He said, I guess it's like we don't know what to do about terrorists, but we've got a good military and we can take down governments. So I came back to...
So you heard that. We have good military. So we can take down government. What does that mean? The American military, the purpose of the American military is to start war. The purpose of the American military is to start war because they have powerful army. They have powerful military. Now, why are they going to Nigeria? It's because Tinubu, their puppet, went to China and some billion-dollar contract in Nigeria. Oh, the U.S. does not like that. Tinubu, you are our puppet. Tinubu, you know you have a case in Chicago. You are a drugs dealer, and the case is here, and we use you. We put you in power. Oh, Nigeria, you know that election Tinubu one was rigged. You knows that. You knows that. They rigged that election. You knows that. Peter Obi won that election. You knows that. But now their puppet have gone to China and signed billion-dollar deal. So they are not coming to the Nigerian government. See, listen to this. Man, folks, they never went to the Nigerian government to say, listen, what can we do to help you? But rather, they sat in Washington, D.C., create a story to make Tinubu bad because Tinubu betrayed them. Their puppet have betrayed them and gone to China and signed billion-dollar deal in Nigeria for development purposes. But the U.S. does not want to do that. So now they are using some bishops. They are using some pastors. And then now they are saying the Nigerian government is not effective to fight terrorists. The same terrorists that they fund, the same terrorists that they support funding for their terrorist camp and all of those things. No, I didn't say it. Scott Perry said it. All right? I'm just quoting from Scott Perry. I'm just quoting from the USAID, the thing that they've been doing. All right? Now, you see the narrative. The Nigerian government are doing this to protect the people. They're not doing this, so we have to go in. They are killing Christians. So they're using that means. And I'm telling you, the next thing you might see, if you're not careful, Nigerian, they will use this same pastor that they have given them monies. You will see this same pastor to the United Nations pushing this agenda through the United States. And you will see the same pastor to the RCC pushing this agenda through the United States. And I'm telling you this. And I'm telling you this. And then the next thing you will look now, the United States will move and create a base and it will sit in Nigeria. And it was set in Nigeria. And I'm telling you, this is about the U.S. going in, creating a base, sit down there to jeopardize the move Nigeria has made to go to China. Because let me tell you this. This is not about you so-called African. America don't care for you. And I will say this, they don't care. It's their interest. Donald Trump told you the last time, and we play on one of the podcasts, that China and Russia, they are vigorously moving in Africa, along with other superpower. They are vigorously moving, and they are destroying American interest, American plan, because African favor these people. African love the development, or African love the policy. They're having some good agreement there, because if Africans say China, their policy is not good. China not bringing sanction. China is not bringing a military. Russia will not bring a military. Russia will not bring sanction. Russia will not overthrow government. But the United States will do that. And now people are getting to understand the role of the United States that is not good. And they are not favoring the United States. And that is making the U.S. angry. And Nigeria is a strategic place because Nigeria is the most populated nation in Africa. So let Nigeria shake. Hey, Nigeria, you are superpower. We salute you. Please, I beg you, shake. Shake. I'm telling you, shake. Because let Nigeria say Africa. Mba, let's do this. Ghana will follow. I'm telling you, Ghana will follow. I mean, don't talk about Liberia then. Liberia is nothing. Liberia will follow. They like it or not. Africa will follow. Nigeria is the problem to the African continent as we speak. Because she's so slow and she's silent. So America is so smart and calculative. And let me tell you this. They've been seeing. Look, listen. America is so smart. America have been seeing what been going on around the world. Let's say in Africa there. when it comes to bad governance, bad government, and they have seen how Africans have reacted. They have seen recently in Tanzania. They have seen how recently in Tanzania happened. And now, 2027 Nigeria election. Look, Nigeria, be smart, man. 2027 Nigeria election is around the corner. And the United States knows Tinubu can win our election. The United States know Tinubu can win our election. And the United States know, right? Peter Obi might win. And Peter Obi may not be a puppet. I don't know yet. So I can't preach for Peter Obi because sometimes people come in, they change. That's the same way William Ruto came in, William Ruto changed. All right? But they know Peter Obi might not be a political puppet for the West. So right now, Nigeria, the US have to make a move because Nigeria is a strategic place on the African continent. The day Nigeria said, Ghana, Africa, Liberia, Saudi, it finished. It done. The day Nigeria decide AES, we allow, we come. Look, it finished. It finished. Africa, we click, we connect. Maybe South Africa will still be there, because we know who runs South Africa, but we don't care about them. They will join later. But our entire West African region, it will be done. The day Nigeria decide, look, West Africa will be done. It will be done. It will be done. And I can tell you, East Africa will have no option because the citizens in our area, Tanzania, how they call it, in fact, the political leader will have no option because the citizens already are waiting. It's done. Nigeria is the problem. So that's why Washington, D.C. have seen it. 2027 is going to be Nigeria election. And we have no assurance of these political leader because our puppet, he's about to be going to kick it out. So the United States is calculated. So before that time, they should have a base. They should have a base in Nigeria. And once they have a base, the leader will come. Oh my God. Look, Nigeria, you be careful here. You be careful. Let's continue here.
To see him a few weeks later, and by that time we were bombing in Afghanistan. I said, "Are we still going to war with Iraq?" And he said, "Oh, it's worse than that." He said, "I just got this down from upstairs," meaning the Secretary of Defense's office today, and he said, "This is a memo that describes how we're going to take out 7 countries in 5 years, starting with Iraq and then Syria, Lebanon, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and finishing off Iran." I said, "Is
All right. So now you know the war in Sudan is caused by them. It's caused by the United States. Now you know the war in Sudan is being supported by the United States. This is another man I just confirmed it. And today, you see Sudan have been destabilized. You see Libya gone. The only 2 countries that left is Iran and Lebanon. It's Iran and Lebanon. Those are the 2 countries left. And the reason why they are struggling to defeat Iran is because Iran produces of own weapon. Because they play Iran ace. Iran have already linked up with another 2 superpowers, China and Russia, in addition to North Korea. So Iran in itself even produce our own weapons or nuclear weapons whatsoever. So today you see, Sudan, they said it. They should destabilize Sudan. Today you see, today it's been destabilized. They are the ones. So Nigeria, why would they come and fight for you? You better be careful here. This whole thing is about making sure America have a base before 2027 election. If you don't know, you must sit down there. Be careful. I'm telling you. Y'all will fight among each other in Nigeria if you guys are not careful. They can say, Muslim can Christian. You think they care whether Muslim can care Christian? This These are the countries that are saying Africa is a billion. So they want to make sure African population decrease. And somebody is helping to decrease the population. And then they come and tell you, oh, we want to come and fight. You believe that? You believe that? When they are telling you they want to make sure the population of Africa decrease. Then they come and then the population of Africa is decreasing through their support with the USAID, funding Terrorism, funding Al-Qaeda, funding Boko Haram. Like Scott Perry said, they fund Boko Haram. They fund their training camp to kill and destroy Africans. And they're doing that. And then after that, they come and say, oh no, they are killing Africans. We don't want for Africans to die. And you believe it. When these people say they want to make sure and decrease the African population, and you come and sit down. So look at DRC Congo. Are they not Christian? Nigerian, be careful here. Be careful. Yeah, Kings, we are back. We always back, but just, some few weeks ago I was a little bit busy and things. That's why, but we back. The only thing here is what happened here is the Sunday show have been turned to Saturday. All right. So the Saturday show have gone to Sunday, and then the Sunday show come to Saturday. So Sunday you're gonna see Kimba, Natasha, and I. But and then Saturday you're gonna see me here, like you see me today. However, sometime I might report on Sunday if the Sunday show is not on, because if Saturday I'm busy that I can't present or we can't be out here, you're gonna see me on Sunday. But until Kimba and Natasha can come back, I can report on any day, either Sunday or Saturday. But if we are regularly back on our Sunday show, I'm gonna be reporting on the Saturday show, like today. So look at this video I'm about to show you, right? This is Boko Haram. This is Boko Haram in a forest in Nigeria, where this helicopter came from. So you see the things we are saying here? Look at this.
Guys, this particular video has been flying on the internet space. Maybe that you will never watch them. And I beg you, sit down and watch this video till the end. You go understand where our problem, waiting they happen to us as a country, waiting they happen to African continent, where it is coming from, where the problem is coming from. Just watch this video till the end. Don't go anywhere, and make sure you share this video. See the problem we are facing in this African continent. This thing na bush, oh. This thing na bush. See waiting they happen. They can't market, they can't transaction where they go on inside this bush. See where our problem is coming from. I tell you, I say, you see, black man doesn't have problem with a fellow black man.
You see, that's a helicopter. What a helicopter is doing in the middle of the bush. So you see here, that's an airspace for the helicopter to come and land, for the plane to come and land. So you see, and there's a Boko Haram era. And look here, you see this guy? That's a white dude. That's a white man standing here. That's a white man standing here in this forest. Plane come and land. And you're going to see Boko Haram soldiers, folks.
Yes, originally we don't have problem with a fellow black man, but he get waiting cause am. See the cause of it here now. Just watch this video. And me and you know say this jet now no be the regular one where you sabi. See am now. Just watch what is happening here. Watch what is happening. Sometimes I begin to wonder, or likewise other people are wondering, who they sponsor all these guys, who they give them the ammunition, the weapons they possess, who they give them. See them now. When I tell them, I say, Oyibo people, now them they do us. Oyibo people, now them the problem we will get for this continent. Oyibo people now then they sponsor the genocide. Now then they sponsor the I where they happen for Africa. On nothing saying na place. See I'm here.
So as you can see, those are Boko Haram. Those are the terrorists. But you see helicopter. And more, oh God. Helicopter in a forest on Boko Haram training place. In fact, they have an airfield that a plane can come and land. Look at these terrorists. And you see there's white men. Folks, these are the people that bring the ammunition to the terrorists.
Now, see person will go come out from this jet now. Just watch. See person where they go come out from here now. See the kind of transaction where they happen for our bush. Somebody will live as far as Europe. We live as far as.
Now, you see the white dude coming out? Look at this white man. This is not a black man coming from this helicopter. That's a white man coming from this helicopter. And you see all here, these are all the terrorists. These are all the terrorists. And look at the uniform. Oh my God, these guys are in uniform. These are Boko Haram in uniform. Some are in uniform and some are not in uniform. But look, and there's a military helicopter. Look, that's a military helicopter. Folks, this is a military helicopter. And you see this white dude coming out from the helicopter. What is he doing among the Boko Haram, among the terrorists? What is he doing there?
West come to African bush, they do this kind of thing. See him now. See, you see person will come out.
Look at him. And he's telling people fall back. And then see another terrorist, another Boko Haram behind here. This black dude, that's a Boko Haram. So you see what's going on here. These are the people that form the terrorists, the Boko Haram, according to Scott Perry. You see this white dude? Look at him. And this is a military helicopter right here. That's a military helicopter here.
And me and you know say, in come with him soldiers, so with their fellows, with soldiers from that same place. So see him here. See him.
And you see, in a helicopter, this military helicopter, they brought their own soldier. Look right here. You see, if you can, not this guy, right? But look where I'm carrying a mark. That's a white guy in his uniform. That's a soldiers, white soldiers in his uniform. You see?
Poor people, now them be our problem. But we don't know. These same people, see this guy now. That guy now, 9B.
No, right here. Oh. Sorry, folks.
Maybe that you will never watch them. And I beg you, sit down and watch this video till the end. The weapons they possess, who they get. And me and you know say, some people, see this guy now. These same people who deceived us and made away with our resources. Look at this, the format they are using now. See the format where they use now.
You see, these are all Boko Haram. See them in uniform. Who gave them this uniform? Look at the weapons. See here, these weapons. Look at these weapons. Look at the weapons. Look at the weapons.
It's no longer the era of slavery. It's no longer the era of deceiving with one thing or the other or to get away with. This is now the era. They now come with genocide, to sponsor genocide for us to mold them by ourselves. And at the end, they will get access to our resources. See them. But yet,
you see, that's a military helicopter.
No go understand. Look at how these people are using our brain. Guys, share this video.
So Nigeria, you see what we're showing, right? Okay.
Personally investigated the Oklahoma City bombing case. Huge cover-up. Jack Kennedy's assassination, huge cover-up. Bobby Kennedy's assassination, huge cover-up. World Trade Center, huge cover-up. Okay. Terrorism. They're using it as an excuse to take away our constitutional rights and our...
So, while I'm opening this video, you see what he said? JFK cover up, 9/11 cover up, Iraq cover up. You see it? And they are using terrorists to take their constitutional right, whatsoever it may be. And that's the same thing happening right now in Nigeria. That's why I played this video. I'm not going to play the whole thing, right? But you see that. Let's play the last video. In the last video we're about to play, you know, shout out to Survivor Media, my brother in Ghana. This is for educational purpose, all right? So he's going to break it down. Now, based on what you just learned, right? And he's breaking it down because what happened, he don't want to be specific because he don't want for his YouTube to be banned. In fact, as we speak right now, they are running after his channel. They see what they did it to the African stream. I think his channel has been tempered away and stuff. So he's kind of a little bit, you know, he don't want to go deep and he's explaining. All right. So shout out to Survivor Media.
Narratives and interpretations are based on publicly available sources and expert opinions. No allegations are presented as proven facts. This video does not aim to incite fear or hostility toward any government, institution, or group. Viewers should conduct their own research and draw their own conclusions.
Nigeria, Nigeria, Nigeria. How many times have I called you? No problem. Those of you in Nigeria, United States, come and help us. United States, come and help us. Donald Trump, come and help us. Don't worry, you have no idea what you are calling for. Go and ask every country that the United States went there and they helped the people in the name of helping them against terrorism and fighting for the right of the people or whatever it is. Go and check those countries and conclude yourself. It was a beautiful help that they gave to the people. I'm telling you.
America fought against Taliban in Afghanistan. Now Taliban is ruling Afghanistan. America fought against Al-Qaeda in Iraq. Now Al-Qaeda is ruling Iraq. America fought against ISIS in Syria. Now ISIS is ruling Syria. Nigerians are begging America to come and fight Boko Haram. Nigerians will be ruled by...
You see that video you just watched right now? It is not my opinion. That is somebody's opinion. To confirm whether it is true or not, we need to research to find out if it is true or not. So do that research yourself before you begin to call for help from anybody at all. The United States have the capacity to come and help Nigerians, and I believe they are going to help them and secure them from their oil and their resources. I mean, it is going to be a beautiful, amazing help. But this is the question. Is Nigeria actually the main target? This question people are asking. I'm going to pass the message in a way that you will understand and we'll still be safe here, right? Beautiful. Now, people are asking, you and I, we are asking, all over the world, Africans are asking, is the target actually to go and save Christians in Nigeria or to save the oil and the rest of the Christians in Niger? Because Niger is sharing border with Nigeria. Very big borderline over there. And the United States was recently kicked out of Niger. You know, you get it right. Their base is no longer there. Recently, General Lanley said Burkina Faso, you know, the Sahel, these people, they are using the resources to enrich themselves. Let's go in there. And he was requesting weapons so that he go and save the people of Burkina Faso. And we resisted. And now it is Nigeria that they want to save. And people are advising Donald Trump that go and set up, go and help the Muslims in the northern side of Nigeria, exact place where Nigeria and Niger are sharing border with. Go there and help the Muslims there so that they can fight people who are terrorizing the people there. Beautiful, right? We need peace in this world. And the United States stand for peace. Applaudissez. You have peace when you have oil. We will come and serve you. When you have oil, you have resources. You will be saved. You understand? Beautiful. Let me read one message for you. This man, his name is Dr. Walid First. He is considered as a military expert, security expert. So he's an advisor. This is what he wrote on his X space, formerly known as Twitter. This is what he said. Yeah, let me read this one rather. If the Nigeria government is unable to fight and defeat armed and genocidal jihadism to protect the Christian people of Nigeria, as it failed to protect the Muslim communities in the north, the only remaining option to save lives and stop genocide is to grant Nigerians Christian South its right for self-determination and assist for Christians. They should grant them right to self-determination, but the Muslim assist the Muslim not in defeating Boko Haram and the other jihadis. Beautiful. What is it referring to the north? Anyway, you will understand. See, analysis are drawing line. I'm using that one. Analysis are drawing line that this is just the whole agenda. Now you are going to see, I mean, advisors coming out and they will be talking about exactly what they wanted to do. And you will see it as an advice, but at the end of the day, is this the real plan? What is chairman referring to the north? Okay. He wrote another thing also here. Yeah, you see what I have here? These things that are marked here. These are the kind of conflict on the continent of Africa and some that are already loading. I'm not going to talk about it. It will be another story. Now,
if you can't read small print anymore because of vision problems, try this simple vision.
This is the northern part of Nigeria. This is the northern part. The northern west of Nigeria. This place is sharing big border with Niger. Oh, hold on. So people are asking, I'm going to show, let me show you here. Beautiful, this is it. So this is Niger here, and this is Nigeria here. And this one right here is the northern part of Nigeria. This right here is the northern part of Nigeria. That's it over here. So look at the big border that they are sharing with Niger over here. So the question is this a new way? People are asking questions, not me. Is this a new way to set up? Because before they can assist the Muslim here, the United States need to set up military base here so that they can help the people. Help the people together with the oil, with the resources. It's going to help the people. So to help the people here, to promote human rights and, security for the people here in their oil. United States need base here, okay? The southern part, this man give another advice also. Yeah, he said to deter Boko Haram and other jihadist group in Nigeria and to stop their massacre of Christians and threat against moderate Muslims, I advise the Trump administration to establish an emergency base in Port Harcourt, the main port city of the Biafra region. So he's proposing the military base also in the southern part of Nigeria. At the same time, saying that the United States should go and do what? Support the Muslims so that they can fight violent extremism right here in the northern part of Nigeria. So we are going to have two military bases. That is according to this man. Now, the question we are asking and people are drawing the line is this. Currently, the United States doesn't have access to Niger, because they've been expelled from Niger. And this borderline is so big. And it is well known that these stateless people, they are regrouping here. I told you, Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso, they are giving these stateless people tough time here. And most of the time, Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso say it publicly that their threats mostly come from what? Ivory Coast. The border that connect Ivory Coast and Mali and Burkina Faso together. Whenever they chase the stateless people, they always run there. And they believe that there is a backup base in Ivory Coast. What happened to Ghana? Ghana is working with the Burkinabe soldiers to secure the borderline here. Burkina Faso give warning to the Benin people recently. Now, what is becoming so alarming is that the stateless people are dropping into Nigeria and regrouping here. Now, as they are regrouping here, we know that it is widely believed that the people who are supporting the stateless people who are running and coming here, they are not on the continent of Africa, they are outside the continent. Who they are, you know, I don't know. Now you know, now me don't know. Okay, you know. Now, if a foreign-based land here, first of all, what these people need, the stateless people need here, okay? What they need right now is support, solid support. Because most of the attack we hear in the news from BBC, CNN, and other credible outlets is that Mali and Burkina Faso have been attacked constantly. It has always been in the news constantly. You hardly hear about Niger. Why? Mali and Burkina Faso are shielding Niger. So if anybody wants to go after Niger right now, the person either come through Benin or this world border, which is Nigeria. And the stateless people are regrouping here and they need support. Now, they are coming to save the Christians in the northern border. And before they can do that, a military base must be established here. And what these stateless people need is support. Well, are you connecting it? If you are connecting it, let me know in the comment section. So, Nigerians, you have no idea what you are calling for. See, recently, oh, Africans, you see, we should not be on the continent of Africa and the same narrative will be used all the time to manipulate us on the continent of Africa. We should not do that. Now, the problem that Nigeria is having currently, as they are saying that the stateless people are regrouping here, they are kidnapping people and all that, it is because the Nigeria government, instead of standing their ground to protect the civilians, they signed a pact with the stateless people, which Ibrahim Traore, the leader of Mali, Burkina Faso, is condemning that. No, you don't do that. You can't sign a pact with people who are taking the life of civilians. You need to chase them out, not to come into agreement with them. If you come into agreement with them, that is what you call negotiation. These people don't abide by any law. They can just wake up tomorrow and decide to do anything at all. So Ivory Coast had a pact with them according to Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, and Nigeria also. It came in the news recently. Now, why should the United States declare Nigeria right now as a nation of a particular concern when Sudan is right here? Sudan is just right here.
Wayfair presents bedroom furniture. Find your dream bed at your dream price with top beds.
Well, a whole lot of things are happening here, and the people of Sudan need savings. Instead of going to Nigeria, guns are blazing, as the United States is saying, as it's in the news. Donald Trump himself said it, that if the government of Nigeria didn't do the right thing, they are going to go in, guns are blazing. Why not guns are blazing and stop the massacre and things that are happening in Sudan? It is because Sudan is already conquered. So we do what? Nice. You get it right. I know you are getting the message. I know you are getting the message. This whole thing of we are going to save the Christians in Nigeria, could it be? These are questions people are asking. I'm not involved. Analysis are drawing the line. Could it be a way to save the Christians in Nigeria and Niger, to help the Christians and the Muslims in Nigeria and Niger? Is it a medium to have access to Niger quickly? Because as I'm talking to you, the Niamey is just right here. The capital city of Niger is right here. Okay? Closer to the border of Nigeria here. The northern part exactly where they are proposing that they should go and help people, and probably military base will be set here to help secure the civilians here. The Niamey is just right there. Why am I pointing to Niamey, which is the capital city of Niger? Yes. When you check in the news, whenever Mali is there is attack in Mali, it disrupts economic activity all over. It looks like the country wants to pause. Why? Because the attack is always around Bamako, the capital city. Why? The capital city is so close to where the threat is coming from, which they claim to be Ivory Coast, the border here. The capital city is so close. Burkina Faso, whenever there's an attack, it doesn't disrupt the activity too much because the Ouagadougou, which is the capital city, It's just right here in the middle over there. That's Ouagadougou. Ouagadougou is far away from where the threat is actually coming from. Okay, it's just in the middle. So most of the time in Burkina Faso, the attack is always around the villages that are around this area, closer to the border. So economic activity is not disrupted because the capital city is the lifeline of the country. That is what the administration, everything is. If you attack the capital city, you destabilize the whole country. You understand? Which is the reason why the capital city, much more security is needed. Now, Niger, where the border, where they are trying to go gun ablazing to secure civilians and their oil. Don't laugh, don't laugh. This is a serious matter. To secure civilians and their oil, the capital city is right here. And as the stateless people are regrouping here, if they get any support and cross this border and get to Niamey, the capital city will be in trouble. And when the capital city is in trouble, they are able to conquer here, then they descend. Burkina Faso is right next. So this whole agenda of coming to secure the Christians in Nigeria, question is, are they going to be? Are we not going to see an action in securing the Christians and Muslims in Niger also? Because the border is so close. We are all concerned about securing the life of the Christians and the Muslims. And the United States, you know, is a country of peace, country of justice. They don't like it when there is war. And whenever, you know, you have oil and you have a problem, they come, they try their best to save you from your oil together with your problem. You know the countries that they have helped in the past. You see how beautifully the help was. So we are asking, I'm just asking, I'm not involved in this. Are they going to save Niger also? Because they were kicked out of this place. They were kicked out of Niger. So currently the US is out of this coverage area. The US is currently out of this complete coverage area. So is it a new way of having their presence there to make sure that there is order and oil? I'm just asking, I'm not involved. Nobody should come and put me in trouble. So Nigerians, you people, the day the United States will land in your country, if these people come to your country and they are coming to save you, sometimes most of the time the United States, they always strike a deal. Mineral for protection. Like DRC like this, they sign mineral for protection. All the countries ask, mineral, we want your mineral, in return, we protect you, because the minerals, they are going to, a part of the agreement, they need to make sure that they pay the soldiers and all that. So it's part of the deal. We get your critical mineral and then we protect you. Your oil and then we protect you, because Dangote refinery is doing amazing work in Nigeria. So the United States must go there and shake hands with the Dangote refinery. The oil is the oil. The oil is bleaching your skin. So they are coming to make sure that the oil in Nigeria doesn't bleach your skin. It's the target to save the AES or Nigeria. America should let us know. We want to know. The target, is it to save the AES or Nigeria? Nigerians, wiser. And the United States stand for peace and love, democracy, and oil, critical minerals. Anyway, see you in the next episode.
All right, folks. So that's a presentation right there. So you saw it like, he was being sarcastic, right? But it's not like actually he was trying to tell you, but he explained it in a way that he don't want for a channel to be banned. But you understand, basically what he was trying to say, the US is not coming for no damn Christian. All right? The US is not coming to fight for no damn Christian. Yeah. They are coming for their oil. And they are coming to have a base before 2027 election. All right? That's what they are coming for. They are coming to have a base there before 20. Because right now, it's like Tinubu is not going to win, obviously, until they break that election. All right? And they are not seeing any connection of, if Peter Obi win, they are not seeing any connection of Peter Obi being a puppet. Like I said, again, I don't want to praise Peter Obi because people come into power to change, like William Ruto. All right? But so right now, they don't have no puppet that they can depend to push. All right? And their puppet at this time, because their puppet have changed, because their puppet have also seen it that, damn, If I don't do something, Nigerians are not going to vote. So I have to do something. So Tinubu went to Nigeria, to China, and brought in China and some $1 billion deal, for some project to go on. So hopefully from now to 2027, if that project manifests and Nigerian people see it, they might be in favor of Tinubu or the party. You see it? So Nigeria seeing that, oh shit, no, China is going to disrupt us. Okay? Because like I said, Nigeria is a hold on. Today, Nigeria decide that I'm going to join the AES. Ghana, we want you to join. Ghana will join. Africa will join. Africa. Today, Nigeria decide to join the AES. Africa will join. I'm telling you, and Liberia will join. Sorry, I'm telling you, this nation will join. They will have no option. Nigeria, look, Nigeria is the problem to Africa rising up. I'm telling you, today, Nigeria get up. Nigeria just get up today and said, all these BS finish is done. Africa will unite. And I'm telling you this. I'm telling you, and for sure, and for sure. You see it? So Nigeria is a critical area as we speak right now. So the United States have to make sure to have a base in our area. Because once you have a base, the next president that will come in, they will intimidate that president. And I'm telling you, they will intimidate that president. I'm telling you it. They will intimidate that president. And if that president is not strong, like the AEF nation, to drive them out, to take them out, right? It's not going to be easy. And you don't want to have them there. Because having them there and then trying to take them out, it's going to cause another locomotion. So instead of the president focusing on something to move forward, the president have to focus on that, making sure moving it out. So the first thing is the U.S. to come and have base there, to sit down there, to intimidate the next leader that may come. Or to intimidate anything before 2027 and say, you, our puppet, you change. So they will sit and intimidate Tinubu. So Nigerian, be careful. The U.S. have never gone anywhere and be fruitful. The U.S. have never gone anywhere to be fruitful. They have never carried an army anywhere. You saw they destroyed Libya, and they told you they will destroy Sudan. Today, you see Sudan is done. They decided that the Middle East, you see the Middle East. They don't go for peace. They just told you their armies is there to go and start war. I didn't say it. You watch all the video, we watch it. They have their army, they use their army because their army is strong to go start war. They use their army to stop other people from rising up. You think they want for Africa to rise? But anyway, again, today's podcast is not about, hate. No, it's education, right? And that is why I play that video. So there's nothing in there to say, oh, you hate America, nobody hate America, folks. It's the policy that we don't like. Even America can do better. And change your policy, change your wicked way, change your wicked deed. Things will be good for her. We will support her. But on that, until that, if she don't change her wicked way, if she don't change her devilly way, if she don't change her colonial policy, her evil deed, will not support her. But nobody hate America from all front. Okay, we love America. We support America. But until she change, nobody want to support nobody want to support another person over America. It's her policy, her attitude we don't like. Okay? So that's the truth. Nobody hate it. Anybody hate it. This is a 21st century. It's 22. Who don't want good things? So if America policy bad, we'll discuss it and say we don't like it. If China bring a policy is good, we take it. If China bring a policy is not good, we'll tell China we don't like it. Russia bring a policy, if it bad, we'll tell Russia we don't like it. If Russia policy is good, we take it. America, you bring a policy, we look at it and good, we take it. If it bad, we leave it. So America understand. Nobody hates you. Change your ways. Change your attitude. It's your behavior that we don't like. Your policy is the one we don't like. Your attitude, your utterance is what we don't like. Peace, folks. See you Sunday and Saturday. This is why we are unapologetic of what we say, because we speak facts and not opinion. Peace, folks.
white power structure because that's all we have in America. And the white power structure today is just as much interested in perpetuating slavery as